and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie Anthony.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
These dummies that work for us. You guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places.
Ben, where's the coffee?
You rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I don't care. I don't care. I honestly don't care.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years. Nothing works here. I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work.
Look at my knees. I'm hurt. The Randall taught me how to start kicking the people in the balls and everything. You know, they were so I couldn't breathe.
O&A Body Rock!
What's that supposed to be, some kind of sick joke?
O&A Body Rock!
Get to it! Oh dear! Oh dear!
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
You will be molested.
Hello, exactly!
You blundering bag of poop!
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Hello.
Right off the bat, we have a slight problem that we're trying to work through. I guess we're waiting for a Staples to open up.
Yeah. I guess, poor Drew Boogie.
God damn it.
Having a problem with his gear.
I can't hear it, Drew. This sucks.
He brought everything again. He's got his turntables, and Drew is going to do the mixes for us when we go into break and come out of break and stuff. Everyone loves that. It's a lot of fun.
Gives us street cred.
Oh, yeah.
And now I got nothing.
But the chord he
Fuck
used,
this shit.
one of the chords he used last time, he used it this time, and now this time it don't work. That's how it works with electronics. So Mars has been trying to help him out, and now apparently, yo, B, I needs to go to a motherfucking Staples. Yo, man, when's the Staples open?
Can a nigga get a cable?
What a mess.
We can get you a rope.
Yeah,
God damn.
You get it?
Jeepers creepers, Opie. So what's the problem? What doesn't work?
I have no idea yet.
Uh-oh, that's bad.
That's really bad.
So how do you know a Staples is going to fix it?
If I can get a nice long cable.
Is that what you need, a new cable?
I'm not sure yet. I'm working on it. Unfortunately, we can't test it on the air, so.
Look, B, no one's using turntables anymore anyway. It's all about the iPod and the CDs.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Kind of hard to scratch on an iPod.
Even if I had the iPod, if both wires don't work, it's still going to be getting it out of one side, and half the people wouldn't hear it, and all that shit, and then I'd have to hear it from racist Paul over there.
Oh, yeah, Paul's here.
Look at Paul.
And Big A's here.
I stink!
They're going to read from, like, a pedophile website today.
Ooh.
Someone else has to talk, because for once I got to eat, like, right now.
What happened? You usually eat inside.
I usually eat way before this, but I was sick of eating oatmeal today.
Got tired of the oatmeal, see?
Yeah, I get tired of the oatmeal once or twice a week, so.
It's awful.
I even got a smoothie.
Oh no! Why? Why?
Dude, I'm in like vacation mode. This is the day before vacation, our last show for about a week, and I'm just kind of in vacation mode already. I'm just gonna sit back and eat my egg sandwich and watch.
You know how close I was to calling in today? I was so annoyed when I woke up. I can't find I'm looking for something. I can't find it. I just wanted to call in.
Yeah, you're kind of crazy. What did you lose? Is it the camera?
It's not lost. I mean, I know where it is. I'm just annoyed at myself for forgetting it. It'll be fine.
And you forgetting your camera, you must have been preoccupied. Because you don't forget, especially something as prized as your camera.
I also forgot my house keys in the same place. Like I just walked out with my phone in my pocket.
What?
Well, I know where it is. It's off to the side somewhere.
Yeah, but what were you doing that you forgot this?
I take them out of my pocket when I go on stage.
Yeah.
And I put them in a place, an employee's area, and it's fine. But I forgot because I had my car keys, and I just walked out. And I called Keith Robinson. I'm like, could you just take my house keys?
Yeah, he'll take them, all right.
No, he's all right. He's one of them.
Him and his buddies are clearing the place out right now.
No. He's one of the ones you can trust. Comedians, I mean.
Of course.
And I found my first person who was actually turned on by Perverted Justice, and
oh no,
it was a girl.
A chick?
Uh-huh.
Perverted Justice, the website. People get online and chat with pedophiles under the guise that they're 13-year-old boys and girls, and then post all their info and the transcripts and pictures that they sent online and addresses and workplace, and really hang these guys out to dry. But reading it, yes, they are kind of sexy, but you found a girl that digs this.
I know her, yeah. She's a total pervert.
I know exactly who it is. You don't even have to tell me.
No, not the one you think.
Really?
No, I know who you're thinking of. No, the one... He's thinking of he's like my ex who probably be perverted, who probably would be perverse enough to enjoy that, but no, it's not her. She's too busy trying to get me to allow her to come on the show so she can give out some girl's name and phone number who she hates. She's just a psychopath.
Okay.
No, this is just a girl I know who then went on and posed as a younger girl and talked to a couple guys on the phone while she masturbated.
Come on.
Holy shit. You gotta record that stuff.
She's the greatest.
You should definitely record that stuff. What's the guy gonna sue? We play it on the air? Yeah, I'm gonna sue. I'm the one talking to this 10-year-old.
Wow.
I'm the one chatting with this 10-year-old girl.
What a great idea.
That is good.
Of course.
We could take it to what they call the next level.
Yeah,
People are doing this online. They're posting the transcripts. We have a goddamn radio show. Why can't we get girls to do this, record it, and then play it on the air and listen to these guys gawking over what they think is a 12 or 13-year-old girl?
Or even just play the audio of the girl, because we'll get her consent, no problem.
Fuck that. Put the guy on. Let's see him come forward and sue.
That's true.
Let's see him come forward.
Even if he says, I knew she was of age. Did you really? Let's see how your boss feels about this.
Yeah. I'm sure I defy any one of these guys to come forward.
I got the threatening IM last night. Not physically threatening, but the one who threatens to tell the management. Because he comes on, he's trashing my politics. So, of course I'm telling him I'm like, all right, well, I think you should cancel XM. He's like, you think I should cancel XM?
Wow.
Yep. Go to Sirius. And then I told him to get prostate cancer. So he's forwarded it all to Eric Logan.
Dear Mr. Pinero.
I gave Milo's address, and I'm like, don't forget to mention the prostate cancer. Beat it.
What kind
Milo
of smoothie is this?
At him. They said it was what you ordered. It's a diarrhea-inducing mess.
It's the same color as Hawk's shirt. What is it?
Ooh, I wanted the one with the espresso and all that. This is like some kind of fruity thing.
Ew, it doesn't look like espresso to me, Ope.
No.
You're addicted to the caffeine.
Yeah.
Hawk, you better get somebody.
And?
So is all of America.
I know. So about that girl.
Oh, give me a little something.
Did this happen to her in the past or something?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aunt.
I think so.
That's all right. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
We're just testing.
This works.
Let me just test this out real fast, and then we'll get back to you guys.
Put a rap record on there, Drew.
Yeah, come on.
What do you got there? Some LL Cool J?
You got any Public Enemy?
What do you got?
I got something even better.
Ooh, good.
Got any Grandmaster Flash?
Yes, maybe a little Wonder Mike and the rest of the Sugar Hill Gang?
Sure.
Time for some action. Time for some Come on.
There you go. Blow 'em out a little bit.
I was just getting into the groove.
I know. You just let the record play. I thought you were going to do some of that fancy footwork.
Just a little taste. It's too early. I haven't slept yet.
Oh, is that it?
What happened? What did you finally have to do?
Different wires.
Oh, you were right. Where's the wires?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, sorry, I interrupted you guys.
Nah, it was silly.
So has she done this before?
If this girl had had any abuse happened to her? And
I don't know, to be honest with you.
In some twisted way, it kind of turns her on now.
I know she's been a pervert ever since I've known her.
Yeah?
And then she just said that she thinks I could give her a call last night. We could talk.
Oh, a little phone action?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Reprehensible. Oh, you bet I did.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Before her sentence was finished, I was dialing. I had the eros out, and I was dialing.
God, we just have such different lives. It's amazing.
Dude, this is 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well,
wow, yeah.
Oof. You're getting all excited doing that. I'm getting all excited checking my mousetraps.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Pictures online, boys.
Yes, you've...
If you want to see fried rats, fried mouses, mices,
you use the electric mousetrap?
I got a couple mice that are fried.
And you electrocuted the mice.
That electrocution mousetrap that the fine listener sent in that care package yesterday works like a charm.
Just zaps them.
What was the name of that company? They should get a big plug. Holy crap, you sick fucks. There's already 50 people checking out my dead mouse.
How many did you get?
I got 2 of them. Dead mouse number 1 and dead mouse number 2 this morning.
I got to say, listening to the replay yesterday, I listened to when Nathaniel... and Travis, and, Master Poe did it also, but didn't make for very good radio since he didn't yelp or anything.
No, he just took it. He took the pain.
But when those guys put their fingers inside the electric mousetrap and got zapped, it was very funny listening to the replay. I love that whole anticipation thing. It's the build-up, and then it's like, okay, he's going to do it. And then there's silence kind of on the air while you wait, and then hearing a yelp and everyone just laughing their balls off. Hysterical. And we got video of that, I guess?
Yes. Yeah, we got some great video clips on opieandanthony.com and foundrymusic.com. Video of the guys, putting their fingers into the mousetrap. The one I used on a couple yesterday. One I got after the show and one this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up to 5 for the week.
Did that guy flip over?
Huh? No.
That mouse looks like he's on his back.
No, he's not on his back.
He's not?
No. Mouse number 1 was just reaching for that peanut butter and then just didn't make it.
He barely made it to the second plate.
Yeah.
Like the second he hit that plate, it was over, Johnny.
Oh, yeah. This is so disgusting. I understand that. I'm not happy about this. I'm going to fry a few more before I go on vacation, and then when I get back,
fry.
There's a faithful listener that's going to come over and take care of the problem the right way. Patching up holes and doing what they have to do, those exterminators. But who is the guy that sent the care package in? He's got to get another plug, because this thing works like a charm. Screw the mouse traps and the glue traps, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these things don't even know what hit them.
It kills them immediately, right?
They're done. And I saw one go in.
Yeah.
That was the one that I caught after the show, after Jimmy and I had a little breakfast/lunch after the show, went home.
Brunch,
and I was going out the door to get my hair cut, and I forgot something in the kitchen, right? Which is separate from the rest of the apartment. That's key. That room is pretty much closed off from the rest of the apartment. That's why I'm not that concerned about this. I will take care of the problem, but I'm not that concerned. I don't feel like they're running all over the apartment. They're climbing up on the counter looking for food and then going back down. Anyway, I go into the kitchen because I left my BlackBerry, I guess it was, and I saw one. I'm like, holy crap! And he was heading for the trap. I'm like, damn it! So in the time, I left the kitchen, and the time it took for me to do a couple other things, maybe a couple minutes, and go out the door. As I was going out the door, I hear
makes a sound when they get zapped.
Yeah, and then I go back in there, and I see his tail moving for like literally a second, and then he is stone cold.
Wow,
stone cold,
just zapped.
It's the fine folks at Woodstream. They were the ones that sent in the care package.
Go to woodstream.com.
Was it woodstream.com, man?
I believe that's what the guy said.
Woodstream.com should get a huge plug.
That is kind of a twisted
thing. But there
thing.
is a website on here called victorpest.com. I hope that doesn't mess them up.
I think that's Victor's mouse. That's the brand of the mousetrap.
Oh, okay, but Woodstream was the company that that sent the care package in. This electronic mousetrap works like a charm.
Could you imagine if there's a restaurant somewhere, then you see it and you go to walk into it, and the second you step on the welcome mat, you just get electrocuted? That's pretty much what's happening to these mice. It's like, oh, I smell peanut butter. Oh, it's in there.
Right.
That's it. I'm going to have a nice little meal before I... Just get zapped.
They don't even make it to the peanut butter.
No, they don't even get a little taste.
You smear the peanut butter on the back wall. There's 2 plates. Obviously, the mouse has to hit both plates, and then it gets fried, right? And as you could see, he's barely on the second plate, and he's done.
On the second plate.
I didn't move the mouse around at all. That's how he died.
And that's where he dropped.
And then you open up the top. You never touch the thing, and you tip it over into a garbage pail. Easy cleanup.
Dump him out.
So
ready for the next guy.
And then
he's got the Green Mile right in his house.
Nah, it's kind of. I gotta tell you, I got 2 with the glue traps early this week. That was deeply disturbing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're kind of just struggling to get out
and gnawing at their legs. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big animal rights guy, trust me, but that's just disgusting. This way, at least, it looks like they go really fast.
That's what it seems to be.
Really fast. So the pictures are up on opieanthony.com. Jesus, you guys are sick out there. The hits on these pictures are going way up.
You got to download them so they can Photoshop.
Because I brought my digital camera, and I'm like, you think our listeners would want to see this? I guess they do because we've been talking about it. But there's over 100 views already on each picture. We just threw them up there like 10 minutes ago. So there's the update on that.
Someone saw Ben's hair on the street yesterday and was wondering if he also touched the electronic mousetrap, but no, he didn't participate.
That's great. Let's see. Someone has a question. Ron in Jersey. Ron, what's up?
Yes, Ron?
What's up, boys? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it, man.
My question's for Anthony.
Yes.
I was listening to your wedding story.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine's getting married, and I wanted to try to talk him out of it. And I told him I was going to call and talk to you.
Yeah.
I was hoping you could give some advice to the young lad.
Don't do it. What else can I say? How long have they been together?
Well, basically, they've been together for about 3 years, but I remember listening to you guys back like the WNEW days.
Yeah.
And just your whole story about her and the way she was. Dude,
Yep.
It's like a spitting image.
Oh,
so
boy.
If you could talk to yourself back then, what would you say to yourself?
I'd tell me to run. I'd say run quickly. Go to find Greg Opie Hughes and give him a tape now. Give him a tape immediately. Start this ball rolling years earlier. What can I say? If it looks like a carbon copy of my marriage, it's going to end in disaster, and it's going to cause years of anguish. So, you know what? You probably lose a friend, though. It's one of those things you can't talk a guy out of it. You just can't. They're in that goddamn icky love thing. It's a sticky mess. It's like one of Opie's glue traps. You get stuck in. You get love all over you, and later on you find yourself trying to gnaw your own hands off just to get away from the relationship. I had to gnaw my back pocket till my wallet was detached from my body in order to get out of the relationship. It's not a fun thing, but I don't know. I guess you could try to be tactful, but that never works. You really can't convince a guy that the chick he's with is a piece of shit and you shouldn't be with her. They got to go through it. If there was an answer, you'd see a lot less divorce and a lot more people happy in their marriages, but you just can't talk a guy out of it.
Did somebody try to talk you out of it, or?
Yeah, a couple of people hinted. I guess they weren't strong enough to really come up. They didn't want to insult me or anything, but yeah, a couple of people hinted. It just, you don't want to hear it. You kind of see with the blinders on, and you go through hell. But it definitely educates you and makes you better the second time around. You look around and go, I'm not ever getting married again. Yeah, give it a try, but good luck. I don't see it happening.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thanks, man.
Guys are stupid. They don't listen to friends that have known them for years and years and years and years. Some chick comes in, they go out with him for a little while, decide they're going to get married. A guy that's known him 15 years, knows exactly what kind of guy he is. You don't know shit. He's looking from the outside, so he doesn't have the blinders on. But, you don't know shit. This is different.
All right, I got to play this little thing that came in. Got to give somebody credit. This is Joe from something Brook. I can't read the writing. Beyond Brook?
Something
Bound Brook. What does that say, Hawk?
Hawk, use your eyes.
Bound Brook.
Where's that?
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey?
Oh, Steve knows.
Oh, thank God Steve's in the studio to take care of
I
everything.
apologize because I was the one that wrote that on that
Where
disc.
were you?
Steve's like the Rand McNally of Jersey.
By the way, these are the best radio shows, you know, to the new listeners. The day before vacation is the the show where none of us care.
I thought we kind of wanted to keep an illusion, Opie, of caring, no?
I'm tearing down that 8th wall today.
8th wall.
You can walk away.
Octagon.
Come back in an hour, you've missed nothing.
Yeah, right. Well, I figure with this new version of the show, we're trying to be a little more honest with our listeners, and let's be honest, you know. I was sitting around, I didn't even read the papers. I don't care.
Why do you think Drew Boogie's here?
I wandered out to get my own breakfast this morning.
Why do you think Drew Boogie's here? Because even our ins and out breaks can be a little longer. That much less we have to do on vacation day.
Steve, but you have great video up on opieandanthony.com, foundyourmusic.com.
All the mousetraps, yeah.
Dude, they're hitting the mouse pictures like crazy already.
Really?
Yeah, over 100 and something hits. Over 200 hits now.
Sick bastards.
You'll find these popping up on
I thought
website.
it was a little too morbid, actually. I'm like, nah, come on. This is a little too morbid.
No, dude. Some of the most popular sites are the ones like that Jimmy and Ben likes, those ogreish sites. They get insane amounts of traffic because people have this morbid fascination with dead things.
You know what? I'm gonna just start carrying my digital camera around with me all the time, and I'm just gonna start giving you pictures on a weekly basis.
Okay, let's let Jimmy take them with his. That's right.
Boy.
He doesn't have
and Jimmy took the picture of pictures yesterday on the way home.
Which one?
Remember the guy walking down 57th Street?
Oh,
with the advertising
We'll
cardboard on him.
Yeah.
What are they called, Anthony, when they walk around?
A sandwich board.
A sandwich board?
Yeah.
A sandwich board.
And Jimmy went running to make sure he got a perfect shot of this fine black gentleman.
What did it say?
It was some advertisement for a store, but it said something auction, something.
Oh, Jesus.
It was
big,
just
very inappropriate.
Huge letters. That's the only word you noticed.
That could be photoshopped into something very funny.
Well, it was just kind of odd. Like, I got him from the back. I wanted to go, why would you wear that? Do you not?
Well,
yeah, what are you thinking?
Supplementing his income from working at IBM, I'm sure.
Right.
What do you think? He's got to eat. At least he's trying.
Steve, what other videos you got up?
Why do you say that people go to ogreish like you're not one of them? He's like, and all these people have this morbid fascination.
No. I'm not. Believe me, I like those guys from ogreish, and a lot of them are fans of this show, and they have a huge international following. I'm not, isolating
you're
myself
acting
from
like
that.
you're not like a morbid creep.
I absolutely am a morbid creep, and I will wholeheartedly admit
As a matter of fact, you're the only guy I know who jerks off at ogreish.
Not for a while, but every once in a while you have to, like the dead peck.
All right, give us an update. What's up on the websites
Eric,
for everyone's viewing pleasure?
Jimmy's gonna see Bobby De Niro and Alan Alda making out in front of a UFO when he walks home. That's what's gonna happen. No camera ads.
They'll be making out in front of Ben's hog, an unusually fat object.
We have the. Oh, do we want to mention this yet?
What? Oh yeah, where is that audio? Let's play
it's
that.
on a disc right in front of you. We have the up on the website.
The
CBS News reference, the Pat Battle reference from last night.
This is amazing. My email absolutely exploded. By the way, the people that are writing the show, I do read all your email. I just can't write everyone back. So it's not a waste of time if you write and comment about the show and stuff. Okay, I write some people back, but I just can't get to everybody. I just want to make that perfectly clear. As we get the CBS audio from last night, we'll explain in a second. I just want to play this thing from, who was it again, from the Bronx? Or Bound Brook?
Joe from Bound Brook.
Joe from Bound Brook came up with this very simple piece of production. I have a mouse update, by the way. My new hobby is catching mice. Catching mice.
That's great.
I never realized how much fun it could be.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run.
Well, I started off by just catching them by hand. So then I used the same technique, caught the mouse again, and then tied them in about 4 or 5 bags to suffocate them and throw them in the garbage.
Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice?
Not only did he come back, but he got 40 friends to come with him. This idiot thinks a plastic bag will stop us. Come on, boys.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run.
I had a mousetrap that I had a real tough time setting. I broke 3 fingers because I kept setting it off.
Did you ever see such a sight in your life?
And then I decided I needed to put granola on the mousetrap, and that went flying all over the apartment.
A great white hunter.
3 blind mice.
So I got the glue traps. I'm trying to set this thing, and I get stuck to it. I'm ripping hair out.
I want you to clean out your ears so you can hear the mice laughing at you.
Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice?
Did Steve try to help you, but when it ran in, he jumped up on a chair?
There you go.
Can I say that whoever's singing the song Three Blind Mice in that version, I hope he's dead.
Oh,
that was horrendous.
Isn't that hard?
Three blind mice.
Shut up.
See how they run.
Isn't that horrid?
Tor Johnson couldn't walk through a door.
I like to dress in women's clothing.
Glenn or Glenda.
Oh, my God. Jimmy hasn't heard this yet.
What is it, Angel?
I'm moving on fast because we have so much to do today because we have the Alan Sniffin audio. That's going to be amazing. We have the audio of our last show. People are killing us because we didn't play the rest of that yesterday.
And, dude, the big mystery, obviously, of who killed Judge Crater.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Jesus.
No, we got news stories today. Disabled 7-year-old ejected from theater while watching G-rated film March of the Penguins.
Isn't that a horrible story? And he's such a cute little kid.
Wrecking the movie for everyone else.
We'll get into that story. And
bad boy.
Guy wanted to watch sports, kills wife with claw hammer.
Problem?
What's that, one of the Lockhorns cartoon?
Jimmy, I'm going to play a piece of audio for you.
All right, we get it. He's miserable. I hate the Lockhorns.
I do too.
Look, they're locking horns again.
I actually, until you just said that, never understood what that name is.
Oh, stop it.
I swear to God.
You're a smart lad.
I never caught it. I'm too busy with the Kaputniks in Mad Magazine.
Oh, look, he doesn't like her cooking again.
My favorite was Family Circus, when the little boy would mean to say something else and something else would slip out.
Aww.
And they just showed the little path of where he walked.
It's adorable, isn't it?
It really is cute.
Let's say hi to Yak in Jersey. Yak?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
That comedic mess, Rob Bartlett, just said happy birthday to Jimmy Norton on the Iron
He did not.
He absolutely did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was playing a Brian Wilson character, acting all like we didn't know what show he was on or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
That's
and he wished Jimmy Norton a happy birthday.
Hey, where's this October 4th bash going to be, man?
Yeah, we're going to do a huge blowout bash for our first anniversary at XM. I think what's going to happen is we're going to broadcast the show live in New York that day, and then I think we might take it to Philly. Because Philly's been just great to us over the years, and we haven't done anything down in Philly in a while. So it's going to be like a two-prong attack. We're going to have a huge live broadcast with tribute bands and all that stuff, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go and do like a real road show with comedians and stuff in Philly. We're working out the details as we speak. Hopefully we'll have more info on that when we get back from break.
Yeah, I know those Sabracadabra guys are down for that big time.
Oh,
I've
nice.
seen them in a yard party, and they really want to play this gig.
See, we want Anthony's brother's U2 tribute band to like host the thing, but
unfortunately they're booked up until like 2011.
Yeah, they're doing the 30th anniversary of this new show.
Yeah, these Sabra guys, they also do a Zeppelin tribute, too. They do a very good job.
Well, we might have to look at them then, because Joe's booked all over the world, basically, so, I mean, he can't help out the show anymore.
How ridiculous is it?
Your brother has gotten too big to help out the show.
I know, bastard.
Matter of fact,
he better find some time.
Like I said, you can tell this is the day before break. We're going to be all over the ball field. This is a commercial that is running in Canada.
Canada?
In Canada.
Canada.
And Tragically Hip, that's what you're about to hear in this commercial. They are absolutely huge in Canada.
Yeah.
They never were able to make it in the United
They're a band,
States.
right?
They're a band that sells out like stadiums in all over Canada. It's one of these things. They're just huge in one country. They come down to the States, and they're lucky if they could play like a room that fits 300 people. All right? So that's the band they're talking about here in this spot. But then you get to hear Brother Joe's U2 band.
Thursday night, September 15th, the wave is going to rock the island. The Practically Hip and 2U at UPEI. Advance tickets available at the W.A. Murphy Center box office at UPEI or call toll-free at 1-866-893-6257 or go online to TotalPackagePromotions.com. The Practically Hip and 2U, the Best of Both Worlds Tour 2005. Worshippers must be 19 or older.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yak, why are you saying hello during that?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm talking to my dog, Chester.
You are a complete ass,
Oh,
my
stop.
friend.
Stop.
A complete ass.
I didn't even hear him say hello. That's a great
Lighten up,
commercial.
will you?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, wait,
Hello?
that's
When I'm on hold with you guys, so what can I tell you?
Hello?
That was the short version.
I'm punching out.
Unless somebody's speaking to you, why are you speaking?
That's right, Yak.
I'm punching out.
All right, Yak, thank you.
Too late.
Best
You're
of
like
luck,
Hulk
guys.
with a
Listen,
Y.
Don't bust my balls.
You
Come
can't punch out. You're
Come on.
already in a ditch.
I've been with you guys since day.
Flaming ditch.
So Rob Bartlett Said happy birthday to Jim Norton.
I'd love to hear
during
that.
the
If anyone
Imus
has
show.
a
We'll try to
clip
get
of
the
that.
audio.
Oh, that made me
That
very
wasn't
happy.
the version of the commercial I wanted to play, by
No?
the way. No, because the longer version talks about not you.
You 3.
Not wait. What? You
2 you?
2 you. Right.
Thursday night, September 15th, the Wave is gonna rock the island. Folsom Canadian Rock presents the Best of Both Worlds tour with Canada's best, the Practically Hip. And New York City's 2U. Special guests, Average Joe. Advance tickets available at the W.A. Murphy Center box office and UPEI. Or call toll-free at 1-866-893-6257. Or go online to TotalPackagePromotions.com. The Practically Hip and 2U, the Best of Both Worlds Tour 2005. The Best of Both Worlds Tour, sponsored in part by Sterling Building Supplies, Subway, the Cooperators John Young and Associates, and presented by Magic 93.
That's great.
Ass hat.
But there you go. And your brother is just getting exposure all over the world.
In Canada. You know what
In
the problem
Canada.
is? It would be nice to have him show up for something, but he now has to plot courses. He's like putting pins in the map in his room, like that freak show. And he can't go to one place and then come back to New York. He like plots it out, gets to L.A. and then comes back. It's ridiculous.
Probably making good money.
Yeah.
It's making really good money.
It's making better money than when he worked for a living.
I just took a peek at the instant feedback. Someone wants an update on the mouse problem at my apartment. That's what's so weird about doing this show. People are just tuning in. People are just tuning in, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
all over the place.
See, he just wanted to put the word Mauschwitz in there.
Oh,
Very
there it is.
funny.
Well, the pictures are up.
Mauschwitz.
The pictures are up on opieandanthony.com. I got results, and the pictures are up.
Any luck in Mauschwitz last night? Very funny.
In a strange way, I'm going to be sad when the exterminator comes and really takes care of the problem, because it's kind of been kind of interesting.
Fun to be infested with like bug-carrying rodents.
Sure. Disgusting disease-carrying.
All right.
Well, part of his OCD likes to come back and actually check the traps. It's a weird little...
absolutely.
Maybe there's one caught. You know, it's a
looking in every 3 minutes, checking the trap.
Yeah. Probably touching the electric stuff with a little pin to make sure it's still ready.
I turn it off and on and make sure the lights blinks once like the directions say. All right, so here's some audio from last night. Jimmy is the only one in the room that hasn't heard this yet. No. So listen closely.
I'm scared.
Listen closely to this.
Can't hear it.
Oh, that's great.
Hello?
Listening. What's broken? Is it the CD player, Hawk? Hawk's on it, Opie. Don't fear.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
What the hell?
What was
what
that?
What in the hell?
That was me.
Thank you.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me. Can we get the real audio?
That was the screeching halt sound.
Man, I had a great setup on that, too. Listen to this. Everyone was like,
I know.
turning up their radio slightly.
Yeah, everyone's listening. Steve's in here now.
Don't say what it is, because I still want to surprise Jimmy with it.
Yes.
You surprise me.
All right, here's the deal.
I like surprises.
We'll play the audio after the break, I promise. We're also going to play the audio of our last show on commercial radio, I promise.
Mm-hmm. I know what it is, by the way. Because we're going away on break, you wanted to surprise me on my birthday. And it's actually the happy birthday theme.
It is so not your birthday.
Please, that gag's got to end during break because it's really annoying. All right, you know what we'll do? Drew Boogie will get us out of here. He's live in studio today, and we'll continue. We got some great stuff on the way. We really do. We also have Alan Sniffin just critiquing the radio show.
In his natural voice?
It's hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I want to call out one of the faithful listeners, possibly a pest, that was too nervous to do an assault on the media last night. I watched the whole thing on live TV, and I don't think anyone else noticed.
Really? Bad?
It was hilarious to me. I'll give you details in just a bit, but first, it's Drew Boogie, everyone.
No, that battle doesn't allow it. No, 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 that battle doesn't allow it. No, no, that battle doesn't allow it. No, no, that battle doesn't allow it. Doesn't allow it. Doesn't allow it.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202. Opie and Anthony. XM202.
Right about now, the truckers are going, what the hell is going on today? This is not what I'm used to.
Makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
True Boogie in studio, helping us out the day before vacation.
If I touched a record on a turntable like that, it would just go, and the fucking needle would fall off.
All the way to the middle, hit the cardboard in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have that audio ready. Very good, Drew.
Cool, another person pages me with no number. Message from unknown. I hate it.
Why don't you just turn your phone off like we all do?
Because we all do. Are you kidding me? All I hear all day is the little electronic beep. I know, I don't hear it. I just
That's communique coming in on my BlackBerry.
Location checks.
Location checks. Because we're going to have ELO on the show today, so we have to have location checks. All right. I got some audio to play for Jimmy. Everyone else has heard it. This was pretty... I don't want to say it was huge, but it definitely made a lot of people laugh. And the email just went nuts when this happened last night on TV.
Yep.
Went absolutely nuts. So you ready, Jimmy?
I'm scared.
And if you have a question for
Listen
Kaser,
closely.
you can talk to him live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show at CBS.com. Next, it's the ultimate battle for power. Who will be the new head of household?
What is that?
Great. Can you fucking believe that?
This is the real deal. It's not edited. No one made this. This was on live TV last night. That Big Brother show with Julie Chen or whatever her name is on CBS, our old company. I guess there's a fan that runs the teleprompter. Prompter, whatever they call it. And just kind of slipped the word Pat.
Threw it in there.
And she went with it. Because, you know, they're newsreaders is what it comes down to. So she was just reading along. And
ultimate Pat battle. She read it.
Get Steven here. I want to play it again here. Listen again. A Pat battle reference on CBS.
That's fantastic.
No one's going to know except us and fans of the show, obviously.
Yeah,
it's not it's not a great way to promote the show, but it just makes us laugh.
Great inside joke on network television.
Oh, yeah, here it is again.
And if you have a question for Kaser, you can talk to him live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show at CBS.com. Next, it's the ultimate battle for power. Who will be the new head of household?
Pat battle. We're just a bunch of dicks.
Wow, is that great?
How great is that?
Oh, that's fucking great.
Like I was saying yesterday, that whole pest thing is taking on a life of its own. It's getting into all these nooks and crannies all over the place.
Operation Mayhem.
Operation
Mayhem.
Mayhem, that's right.
It's Operation Mayhem. People from all walks of life in any industry is kind of using their powers wherever they can to get the word of the show. Little inside jokes, references, just get it out there in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's amazing.
And every city's coming up with their own pest cells. And
Yep. Yeah.
So, Steve, what do you know about that?
We definitely have friends in the CBS newsroom because I've gotten email from them before, especially after Arthur Chien, that whole Arthur Chien incident. They were all laughing about it a day after, but they've got to be pretty tight-lipped. But it's obvious that he slid that in there. I don't know if it's the guy that's been contacting me that did that, but they've obviously got a little cell of guys in there that are fans of the show that didn't mind throwing that into the teleprompter for Julie Chen to read.
That was the longest non-explanation I've ever heard in my life.
What are you talking about? That's exactly what.
I'm talking to my friends. It could have been. it could have been this guy who was emailing me, but I don't know. Listen to me, you fucking Rod Serling sounding motherfucker.
What was a non-explanation about what I just said?
A man puts Pat on the teleprompter. I don't know who it is next.
I don't understand what about that was a non-explanation. I made it very clear that there was somebody somewhere.
Someone email a picture.
It's a bear with a stupid Steve face in the middle of it.
There you go. Hang that up in your studio, will you?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for informing everybody, Steve.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure.
It was great. Steve would be a good politician.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to
The drug problem is one we have to solve. I don't have an explanation for that, but somebody will. Perhaps my opponent.
I explained it beautifully. I don't understand what the fucking gripe is.
It's going to make me laugh all day. All right, let's say a big hi to Cyclone. Cyclone!
Yeah, morning, guys.
What's up?
Hey, I've been doing this assault on the truck stop stalls for about a month and a half now, and you guys came on yesterday, and I've got the wrong information. I forgot to put the phone number up.
Oh,
so I've had to start going back to the ones I've already did and putting the phone number up.
Right.
And so early this morning I walked into one, and now they've turned it into a message board for O&A. It's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, it's the stalls at the truck stops are now advertising the Opie and Anthony show. The truckers have taken upon themselves to write little things in the stall.
Yeah, this is stall I did probably 3 weeks ago, and now it's got all kind of O&A references. It was something like Jimmy Norton was here and took a shit, and then I said, Opie, if you come in here, you shouldn't. Never mind. Punch now, guys.
Hey, at least the guy knew.
See? That is how you punch out of a call. That's how you punch out. You don't wait till you completely crash your aircraft.
By the way, we have a huge trucker audience. If you start seeing like advertisements in the stalls, the homemade version that these truckers are doing, please take pictures of them for us and send them in. That'd be pretty funny. Send them in to Steve@FoundryMusic.com. Okay?
Did you see Cigars and Scotch's Photoshop? He does the animated Photoshops on Whackbag, and it's a bathroom stall, and then you see a glory hole with a bunch of O&A references around it, and a wow sticker kind of peeled around the edges where the hole is. And then you see Jimmy's eye peeking through, and then his tongue slip through the hole and start licking around. That's so really funny.
That actually happened to me one time.
Really?
Yeah, I was whacking out years ago on my way home from a gig, and
you couldn't wait till you got home.
No, I like the booth occasionally because you just get to go watch all these different pornos, and I hear like it was really dark. It was one of these awful places on 130, which I think is closed, and I see a black finger crook at me through the hole, and
doing the come here move.
You could hardly see because it was so dark. And I looked down, and I just see this tongue come through. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I just I think I walked out and
shove it in.
You ran right into his booth. I left.
You should have gave him communion.
You know he was just waiting for you to get close so he could bite off your testicle.
Let's say hi to Todd. Todd, what's up?
Hey, new listener, just wanting to get something on Pat Battle. I'm a new listener, hadn't heard anything about it.
You know what? We should explain Pat Battle really fast because the listeners are coming aboard like crazy lately. It's something.
Don't look for some big, profound explanation that means anything, sir.
It's something that started, 3 or 4 months ago. We had an assault on the media, and the reporter's name was Pat Battle, and she got hit pretty good by this particular assault. And then, I don't know, you guys take it from there.
She's a big linebacker of a woman. She looks like a football player with a wig on, and her name, Pat Battle, is just a great name. And for some reason, we feel she's not getting the recognition she deserves, so we say her name every 2 seconds.
Here's the best explanation. We're obsessed with Pat Battle because she's all the rave.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all it is,
Pat
really.
Battle. She's a reporter in Jersey, and they never really use her.
Right.
I hear tell from an inside source, by the way, that Arthur Chien is not going to be doing any live shots. They will do all pre-taped stuff that they will then bring back to the studio and present it as if it is a live break.
By the way, you know why Pat Battle has not been used lately? Because what happens is they've gotten sued a couple times because no matter where she goes, she clogs the porta-johns. She takes these huge dumps, and the shots have to wait. And then she runs out and she kicks over the porta-john and laughs with the camera crew.
Yeah, so to the new listeners, you don't have to understand that one. It was one of those weird things that just took on a life of its own. And the bit kind of died until last night.
Yeah.
But making it to network TV with a Pat Battle reference is great. Absolutely great. Made a lot of...
Is there a video of that?
Made a lot of the faithful listeners very happy.
Is there a video of that up?
Oh, I'm sure.
Hawk?
I'm sure Steve will have it up on foundrymusic.com or
Yeah,
opieanthony.com. Gear Jammer, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
How are you, bro?
Doing good. Hey, I just left my mark tagged up a couple of bathrooms yesterday. Yeah, I put Fuck Stern, check out ONA XM channel 202, 2 Wow, 1 Wow, 7 a.m. East, 4 a.m. Pacific.
That's
Spread the
writing
virus.
volumes.
Little notes in the stalls, Anthony.
Very good. That's
Project
what we need.
Mayhem.
All right, check it out, boys.
In the bathroom.
All right. Well, that is one of my favorite movies, so why not?
We need those Buddy Booth stickers made.
Boston Strangler.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Hey,
Happy
buddy.
birthday, Jimmy.
Oh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm just calling in to give you guys a little update on our Russ Martin project. It appears that we have one radio station that looks like they're going to buy our advertising.
Yeah, now the pests are buying commercials.
Yeah, buying commercial time on radio stations.
Because this little one market wonder in Dallas, Russ Martin, was talking shit about us. So he said, we were like, all right, bring it on. So the ONA Army started attacking, but Russ Martin couldn't go with it because he doesn't have the talent to do that. So the listeners decided, well, we'll get to Russ Martin somehow, and now they have gotten themselves a commercial on a competing station in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Right, Boston?
That is correct. Myself, Dugout Doug, one of the other generals, Chemistry, and Chucky from whackback.com and OAArmy.com have been putting together the effort, and we are marching forward with our battle orders.
How is the commercial going to... Is it going to be references cleverly disguised in a fake commercial for a product? Is it just going to be blatant, you're an ass? Is it...
Well, we want to make sure that we don't, screw this up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a general commercial for XM202. We might throw in some clips from the show that is yet to be determined. Basically, myself and Doug will be reading, a dialogue or whatever, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I got to give major props to Chemistry for putting together an awesome bed of music, and he knows what I'm talking about.
They're now making their own commercials for the Opie and Anthony show. What station is it going to run on in Dallas?
I believe it's KDGE, The Edge 102.1.
Oh, that's a solid rock station down there. Or they used to be.
Yeah, the alternative, album-oriented rock station.
All right.
But anyway, you guys suck. Take care.
All right. Make sure you abuse Russ Martin in the spot. That'll get some attention.
That's great. They're buying commercial time.
Really fast, I was on whackbag.com last night.
Mm-hmm.
And someone posted that they were going to attempt an assault on the media in Coney Island. It's actually a tragic story.
Tragic. Most of them are, with these assholes behind them, ONA signs.
Machete monster, berserk Brooklyn man kills a mom and her 8-year-old little boy.
Yeah.
Anthony pushed that button.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Oh.
That's horrible.
Anyway, so it was a big story, and this guy that lives in the area went on Whackbag and said, "Oh my God, there's a huge story. I don't know what it is in Coney Island. I'm going there. If anyone else wants to help me with an assault on the media, come on down. All the news crews are there." every single news station in New York was there.
So this was his big chance.
So I was getting ready to crash. It was close to 10 o'clock, and I'm like, what the hell? Let's see if one of the pests pull off an assault on the media. It would be fun to watch one live, you know? So I'm kind of laying in bed watching the first story, 10 o'clock news. I think it was Channel 11. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the story that I just mentioned. Reporters there, all serious.
Of course.
And I see one of our pests in the background. I got to call this guy out. I saw you. And I think he had a friend. And he's way in the background, and obviously it's nighttime, so you can barely see this figure. But I can make out on his chest, I do believe, a WOW sticker, an Opie Anthony WOW sticker.
Oh, he had a sticker on. Okay.
But he's really far away.
I was going to say, how did you know he was trying an assault?
Right. He's in the background, and you could just kind of make out that it looks like he has one of our stickers on his chest. I'm not positive, but it looked like it, okay? And then I was just watching him instead of the reporter, and I could just feel what was going on in his mind. He was panicking. He wanted to pull the trigger and run forward.
Didn't have the balls.
And start yelling Opie and Anthony on XM or hold up a sign. I don't know if he had a sign with him. He's just in the background hesitating the entire time this reporter was doing her live shot.
Couldn't pull it off. Couldn't close the deal.
And it was a really long story. They had a tape piece they went to, and then they came back to her again, and he's still there, and I think I kind of heard, like he just couldn't pull the trigger. It's nerve-wracking when you're in the situation, you know?
You don't know what's going to happen. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to be on TV. Yeah.
But I saw the whole thing go down, or not go down in this case.
Oh, man. I hope he taped it. I want to see. I like seeing the failed ones also.
It would be funny to circle the guy and go, this is the guy that was going to attempt an assault on the media, but as you could see, he had no balls to pull it off. I think it takes a special person to do the assault on the media, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there you have it.
It's the same, you know, it's one of those guys that just has no fear.
Yeah, the latest video of one of the assault on the media is up on opieandanthony.com, by the way. All right. You want to do the NEW audio again?
Yeah, we started doing this late in the show yesterday, finally.
I guess we got to start all over then.
Oh, we do? Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, it's a whole new audience listening right now. You want to explain us? I got to cue this up, Ant. So.
It was right after we did our Sex for Sam, you know, Sex at St. Pat's.
Well, we started the week with that on Monday. It was the third anniversary of us blowing up our radio careers on commercial radio.
Mm-hmm. And we got the boot, as everyone knows, a couple of years back. And we actually didn't get fired that day. They let us on the air the very next day with instructions, strict instructions, not to talk about what happened the day before at all. So we got on, and it was very uncomfortable. Very hard to do a radio show when the biggest story in the news that day and in our lives was the fact that we were in trouble. You know, would we get fired? We didn't know. We were on the air hoping we wouldn't get fired, kind of knowing we were going to get fired, but it just made for a very difficult show that day. And
we had news crews outside the station that we had to sneak past. I mean, they were all trying to get upstairs to get our comments.
Mm-hmm.
We had TVs on in the studio, and we're just looking at our faces on all the major channels, CNN, Fox News, you name it, they had a story on us. And it wasn't just a quick mention. They had long discussions and debates about it, you know?
Yeah, and obviously we finally got fired.
And we're sitting there trying to do our last, it would be our last show on commercial radio.
Yep.
And we're trying to do this show without mentioning one of the biggest radio stories to ever happen.
Which, as you'll see, is impossible to do.
I'm somebody sick. Time to be fed. What the hell were you thinking? Your balls are showing. This is less fun than previously indicated. I hope you grow up and your womb is barren. Hey, what's going on here?
Brother. We could just do this all day. Yeah, that's one thing we can do. We could do a show using sound bites to get our points across.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Liar!
Oh,
confess! Boy. Liar! Confess!
So what's new, man?
You're a liar! You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
Sweet, merciful crap! Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
How you doing? Hey, what's up, Anthony? Oh, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do today. I have no idea. Been in too many meetings.
This calls for the old Billy Barone. Yeah. Oh. Billy. Oh, Billy. This is a biggie. Hold me down, Billy. $30,000, Billy.
Well, calm down, Ho.
Hey, yes. Yeah, well, we
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
What's new, Ant? Well, there's a couple of things in the news. I guess we could talk about the baseball strike.
She was a hooah.
It's funny. I got to stop the tape at this point, because obviously every day we look at the newspapers to do stuff for our show, and on the front page was our faces.
Yeah.
But management told us, don't you dare mention this at all.
No talking.
And we assumed, part of us were, I guess, hoping that we would get through this complete mess that we got ourselves into.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are going, all right, well, we'll do a show anyway, even though our faces are on the front page of every newspaper.
Just random clips. They don't mean anything. Seems like a lot of people are looking into things today. We're just playing random clips, Anthony.
Dirty girl.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Just random clips. They don't mean anything at all today. Don't pay attention to your radio.
How about shoving the hell up?
Yeah. Well, we've been told that, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Baseball strike. What else? Elvis died. Elvis. He did? Is
that supposed to be sexy?
That happened. We can't talk about, let's see. We like starting the show with the top story of the day. Yeah. Oh, Harlem Little Leaguers cleared to play.
Stupid hooker.
Yeah. Good. They're in, and they're going to be able to play in the Little League World Series. I can tell you this much. I slept like a baby last night. Did you? Yeah, I had a good night's sleep for the first time in 3 days. A little tired.
The world is a jungle. And if you want my advice, Anthony, don't expect happiness. You won't get it. People let you down. And I'm not naming any names. But in the end, you die in your own arms.
Okay, terrific.
Be quiet, sir.
That's what we're doing. We're being quiet. Yeah, we were instructed by lawyers. Lawyers again!
Well, wait, don't talk for a second.
What? What's the matter?
Okay, write it down.
What's the problem?
Things change
minute by minute.
Mm-hmm. You guys are playing with fire.
We are?
Oh, no, that's not what it says. I'm sorry.
Oh. You dick. What?
Ken would like us to move on. We have
From...
At this point, our GM, who is in panic mode as well, I don't know why you're handing that out. It means nothing, by the way.
Wait, this is the Julie Chen picture.
Eric, when you do that, everyone gets
poor
distracted, right?
Oh, poor
You can wait for a break or something, because now everyone's looking at the paper.
And now I'm looking.
We're in the middle of something. We all have ADD to begin with, so if you throw something in front of us, everyone, of course, is going to look instead of focus on what we're doing at the current moment.
Julie Chen's dress.
Well, they just handed out a picture to everyone of Julie Chen.
Yeah.
Who was featured in that Big Brother clip that we just played, mentioning, Pat Battle and all that.
It's
and it's highlighted.
So why
is highlighted?
Why do we highlighted 3 times?
Why do we have to look at her picture? Like, what was the reasoning behind this?
Hawk, microphone. I'd explain this.
No. I don't know. It was brought in with other news stuff, so when it comes in, I divide it out to everybody.
Who printed that up?
I believe Sam did.
Who highlighted it?
But you thought it was important to hand out in the middle of the bit.
I wasn't trying to interrupt the bit. I was doing what I normally do. Every time stuff comes in, I put it in the piles.
Is the bit interrupted?
Yes, now it is.
Now it is. He's saying that now it is makes it look like, it's interrupted because you interrupted it, Opie.
No, I stopped the tape to make a point and then realized Ant was not listening at all. and I'm not blaming him, obviously.
News just
because
in.
he's looking down to see what is so important that's in front of him at that moment.
Well, to clear up the mystery, this actually is really poignant and a very salient thing, so I appreciate you handing it out. It's a picture of Julie Chen with a man with his arm around her and highlighted Julie Chen's vintage Halston dress worn at the 56th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards.
Right.
Then underneath, own the original vintage Halston dress worn by, and thank God it's highlighted again, Julie Chen at the 56th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards. And then it's highlighted again. Julie Chen wore the vintage Halston gown at the 56th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards. Her gown is up for bid.
Does that matter for anything?
I don't know, but I'm glad it was highlighted 3 times.
All right, so we got a nice picture of Julie Chen. All right, back to the bit. Thank you, Hawk.
Even though I know you didn't highlight it, it's probably done in a Google search.
All right. Anyway, I was going to mention this tape as we listened to our last show on commercial radio.
Oh, wait, hold on.
And then we had to sit out for 2 years, 3 months.
Oh, wait, Jimmy's got what?
The name Julie is written in the newspaper.
What
Thank you,
page?
Jimmy.
What page?
Hello? Hello? O&A?
Get a long bit together. We're out of here. All right, so we're kind of hinting around the controversy that hit us.
Yeah.
And Ken Stevens, who is in panic mode himself, because he started realizing that maybe he's not safe either.
He's been talking to the big brass
right
behind the scenes, and he realizes how truly serious this is, and probably that people will be losing their jobs over it, him being one of them. And we're just on the air. We kind of sense it, but we haven't really been told yet. So Ken is doing anything in his power to keep us quiet and not mention anything about.
So he's passing notes to us
thing,
as we're live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much saying, guys, will you just shut the hell up? Don't hint. Don't acknowledge this. I'm doing everything I can to save you guys.
Right.
But I think Anthony and I deep down knew we were done.
We'd been through it before in Boston. We kind of knew the chain of events that happened, and everything was falling exactly into place for us to be fired.
Right, so that's what you heard. The notes were starting to be passed to us.
And you said the next week, I'll never forget, we were in the studio, in the office next week, hanging out. We didn't know what was going on, and you were like, man, this is really like the way it was in Boston. And that was I didn't realize things were, I don't think, cooked yet at this point.
Yeah, we know how it works behind the scenes. They put all their ducks in order first, and then they just come up and tell you you're gone.
Right.
So if you're still employed by them for a week or so, let's say, it doesn't mean you're safe at all. It just means they've been gearing up to get rid of you.
Yeah, they got to do their internal investigation and stuff.
Yeah.
So back to the audio of the last show we did on commercial radio. The last radio show we did for 2 years and 3 months. 27 months off the air after this last broadcast.
We haven't touched on anything. I was just talking about the baseball strike coming up August 30th. What a shame. The Yankees are doing so well. Move on to what?
Well, maybe we could take suggestions from the audience.
Oh, that'll work. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Got to stop again. Obviously, a very interactive show with our listeners. Every single phone call.
Of course.
Was what do you guys got to say? What's going on? Or everything.
Yeah.
So now they shouldn't even thrown us on the air that day because now they don't want us to talk about the biggest radio story to hit in a really long time. We're on the front page of most of the newspapers, and the phones have exploded, all wanting to talk about the Sex for Sam thing.
And we can't take any calls.
Can you imagine trying to do a radio show under those circumstances?
Yes, I can.
Look at this call. I don't even see one call we could really put on the air.
No, we can't go to anything. I know what I can say. We had our event yesterday. We had our little event, our contest, and during the course of that contest, some of the contestants were arrested. That's just a fact. And we can't talk about it because things are still up in the air. So the lawyers have instructed us.
Let's put it this way, the couple's still arrested.
Yeah, and the couple is still in jail, and since there's still legalities going on, we can't talk about anything. We're being gagged by the lawyers with their legal mumbo-jumbo.
Hey, we just made CNN.
Great.
Hey, Channel 5 in Chicago.
Oh, really? Oh, I could do it this way. Jersey Bob? People are asking me questions on instant feedback.
Ken is really freaking out. We're not saying anything.
Is he? We're not.
We're not saying anything. We've been put in a very awkward position.
Yeah, where we cannot even discuss in the slightest.
And for the first time, I will say I understand with what they want us to do.
Oh, because they're going crazy.
But it just puts us in a very awkward situation because we're here to do a radio show.
And we can talk about the biggest thing that's happening with this radio show.
Right.
So we can't even discuss it. Not even in the slightest.
Good.
I asked about.
Okay, that's good.
I asked about certain peripheral issues that maybe we could be able to talk about. Some shows I was watching on TV last night at around 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And certain reactions that were happening around on the news. And I couldn't talk about that. They said no, pending litigation. That's what they say. That's the excuse I used. That's the old gag I used to use.
Well, there's a lot.
Have it in hand.
I guess there's a lot that we'll be able to say eventually.
Easy, Opie. What are you saying?
Eventually, right?
What?
No? What? Who?
Shut up.
No?
What did you say?
Huh?
So a huge story, and we really can't even discuss it. I would love to.
Can we talk about how? Let me look.
No. I'll just say no right now. No.
The guy with the big camera lens outside?
No, I heard no. We can't even discuss anything.
Ask Ken if we could talk about the paparazzi.
You just did.
And how they didn't recognize Ant and I as we walked right by him. And they looked at us and said, no, that's not them.
That is a true story, by the way. They had so many photographers outside the station.
Yeah.
Just waiting for us to show up. And these idiots didn't even do their just basic research and get a picture of us. They just figured they would know us, I guess. I don't know.
I guess so.
And they parted like the Red Sea, and there was a lot of them, and we walked right in the building. And they were all there trying to get that exclusive shot. They never got an exclusive shot of us after we got fired.
No.
And that's what they all wanted.
You have to use file photos.
Snap pictures.
No, okay, so we better not talk about that. Well, that's just...
There's nothing to talk about.
No?
What do you think? I was reading about other things last night?
I'm getting headset. No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All
Thumbs
right.
down. Thumbs down. All right. Well,
move on. Okay.
We're moving on.
Okay.
That's as much. That is.
Is that Ken Stevens in the background?
I think so.
Yeah, because he was giving us all sorts of signals like, guys, please, I'm begging you, just do anything but.
Yeah,
but
well,
that was impossible, as you could hear from the tape.
We certainly did cover a lot of the subject matter right there.
I know, Anthony. I give you a lot of credit
for being told not to say anything.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. To this day, I regret that we didn't just go on and just balls out until the end.
They'd have dumped it.
That wasn't even anything about
that was the other
balls.
problem, yeah, because a lot of listeners will go, hey, dude, what's up, man? Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. They would have just taken the show right off the air. They had someone in the dump room.
They had dumped right out of it.
They had a button that when we went too far, they would just dump out of the show, and they would play a Van Halen record. So...
As much as the lawyers will allow us to say about this. So if you're calling in reference to this, you'll not get on the air. Unfortunately, we can't discuss it. I'd love to. I'm going to love hearing my voice on the news with the little VU meter going or the radio dial going and saying, we can't talk about it. No comment.
No comment?
Yeah.
All right, no
Say
comment.
your official thing. That'll end up on the audio tracks tonight.
I don't know nothing.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't, though.
Put a real dopey picture of you up there and go, I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. We're out of the loop. We really don't know anything.
Yeah.
And we definitely have a concern for our listeners that are still being held. And it'd probably be a good idea to move on. How's that?
Here we go. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I was doing so much show prep last night. It's not like I didn't have the phone in my hand every 2 seconds. Talking to everybody. Me and Opie haven't spoken on the phone that much in years.
No.
And Ben, Panicky Ben.
Can we say someone from the UK contacted us? Yes?
It was the Queen.
No?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Can't, no.
Huh?
So don't say it. Don't even mention England.
Do we have
any way?
Do we have the Billy Staples tape ready to go?
Oh!
Billy Staples. That's a subject we could hit on.
Which means we're going to have to get Ron and Fez on the
Still
phone.
working on it.
You know what? He was supposed to have cut it up and edited it, but Rick was in a 2-hour meeting that cannot be discussed.
Exactly.
Rick was in a 2-hour meeting.
Was it about my September 7th gig in Long Island?
That fucking Finally, I was waiting to see what Jimmy would chime in with. We've been listening to this audio for a while now, and Jimmy hadn't said word one, and his first utterance is a fucking plug for a shitty Long Island gig.
Oh, it went swimmingly.
What an ass. I thought you were just you just showed up to work late that day. You were there the whole time.
That's right.
Ant and I are sweating it out.
Minding my manners.
I like hearing over-the-top Rick on the audio, too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. God, it was so frustrating. Back to the tape.
Island?
You're the worst. You're the worst.
Yeah.
Hold that up again. So, Opie, there you go.
At least you have something to fall back on, my friend.
Opie,
you
look.
are the worst.
Isn't that the truth?
See, at that point, I just knew. I'm like...
Yeah. You certainly did. Colin Quinn. Yeah, you had everything to fall
you two
back
had something to fall back on, too. Bags of money.
Oh, we didn't know at the time.
I fell back on a thin sheet that hadn't yet been cut. I told you I was trying to get that, but I was shaming Mother with a large African dick in my face. Shithead.
Oh, brother. We didn't know at the time. We just signed a big radio deal. For the first time in our careers, we were going to make real money.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to lose all that.
Yeah, we did.
Plus get sued, plus possibly get arrested. We had no idea how bad this was going to get at this moment.
Opie,
you
look.
are the worst. This is it for me.
That means it's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
That's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
What are we talking about? Look, just look at the letters.
AP?
No, don't say it.
What does that mean, though?
It means it's got to be true.
What's got to be true?
I don't know.
Stop it. What?
You're putting me in a weird position.
Me? This one was your idea.
Not as weird as the... What? I didn't say anything.
This was your idea.
What was? What was? What was my idea? Nothing was my idea. I'm not the idea guy.
Oh.
I'm not.
We're now like deciding.
Now we're just trying to, every man for himself.
You can
abandon ship.
You can hear relationships just deteriorating in front of your eyes.
Not my fault. And for the record, might I state, I am not the idea man.
A 7-year relationship just deteriorating in front of everyone's eyes.
Just saving it. Viacom, I would like you to know I had nothing to do with this.
I'm not the creator. You ass.
Not the idea guy.
Right.
Thing was my idea. I'm not the idea guy.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm not the idea guy.
I'm just saying it was your idea to do a show today.
Hey, Jim Norton, how about some yucks? Jesus. If we ever needed a Jim Norton in the studio today...
You're right, I really am contributing nothing. You just don't want to say the wrong thing.
Because let's face it, you're the pansy of the group.
I'm the first one to go. If there's a real problem and they want to set an example, you don't set it with Ope or Ant, you set it with the little blubbery-breasted friend.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I will definitely be the we're not kidding around example.
Why don't we get the Billy Staples tape together? Because that is some really good radio.
The we're not kidding around example. Yeah, there was a yuck.
So that was our first break of our last broadcast on commercial radio.
That is something.
We went to break pretty much right there, and then we moved on to just the stupidest radio, the dumbest, who cares type of radio.
Yeah.
And then we, for the rest of the day, we started referring to the incident as the peanut butter and jelly incident.
Yeah.
We played some dumb Billy Staples comedy tape. We were distracted the whole time.
Regan came in.
Brian Regan came in. A true friend of the show because...
Anthony Michael
Hall canceled that day because of the controversy that hit us.
Yeah.
He didn't want any part of us. And soon no one wanted to be
and that's,
associated with
that
the likes
continues
of us.
With guests
right.
to this day.
Yeah. So then what I got is just 2 minutes of audio. It's the last segment of our last show on commercial radio. And at this point, because we do a 4-hour show, obviously, at this point, you heard the first 10 minutes of the show. At this point, 3.5 hours later, we just knew. Because everything was developing that fast around us. We just knew. And remember the whole, your mom's box thing that we started a long time ago. When someone is having their last appearance on our show, you say your mom's box. That's key to the audio you're about to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Sean from Sacramento. We're live in Sacramento for the month of August.
Yeah, I've learned it's kind of hard to listen to a show like this twice.
Oh, that's right.
But,
they just replay it, right?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could use that to my advantage. Hey, Sean, remember to drop off those movies today.
Well, you might as well.
Hey, that's good.
Tom from Hoboken calling this the Godfather 3 of radio shows. Ah, you suck.
Dad?
At least it wasn't Leonard Part 6. Nothing?
Wow, we were doing that back then,
We were
huh?
doing nothing back then?
I didn't think we were
thought that was,
acknowledging those bombs back then.
Well, that was just a long valley. You had to say
Yeah,
something.
you had to.
I think you guys were just not listening that day.
Yeah, a little distracted.
Man, my jokes bombed back then as well. Wow.
No, it's just... Jesus Christ, I had half and half.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I read instant feedbacks all day long that says, could you fucking tell Jimmy to clear his goddamn
you tell me.
throat?
I'm sorry. I take Musex. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah?
Yeah. Half and half does it to me.
All right.
You should tell me that just because I won't do it all over
I
the mic.
don't care.
Here we go. The last minute and a half of our last broadcast on commercial radio.
Part 6. Nothing? Just let it sit.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to let somebody take their body.
Just let it sit. Look, he goes, nothing.
But you lost space in that one between Leonard and Part 6.
Right.
Leonard.
I realized I should have picked a sequel. Nothing. Thinking Leonard Part 6 might have been the movie they made after Leonard Part 5.
Nothing. Sixth installation.
I know. That's why I had no. I'm like, uh-oh. You didn't even wait to see. I didn't pick a sequel. You didn't wait to see if it was one of those things people had to think over, and then you get the late laugh. Yeah. Leonard Part 6. Nothing?
Yeah. Leonard.
Nothing. No, it's only a problem with words that start with P.
You're right.
You know, there's a little insight here because I remember this now. Because it's I started looking around the studio that day.
Yeah.
Just to get serious for one moment. I started looking around the studio right around this time in the tape going, oh, my God, it's over.
It's done.
And then you're just visualizing everything that happened in that studio, you know, everything, all the debauchery we did. And I just started looking around going, looking at the clock going, wow, we're off the air in about a minute here, and I think this is it. I think it's over.
Yep.
And I wasn't saying it's over for a little while. I thought it was over. Career done.
I didn't.
Seriously?
No. I mean, we were all
At the
joking.
time?
Dude, I didn't have the Boston experience. We were all walking and we were like, imagine if they make us stay off the whole time. We're laughing. We're all changed when we come back.
It went in waves.
No.
Tell you the truth. There were times where I was like, I think we might get through this one. Suspension, meetings, all that crap. And then it was, oh, my God, we're fired. And then you'd start thinking, well, from what Ken said, it sounds like because of that they might keep us. And so it kind of went up and down. But, yeah, at the end of the show here, I started thinking, uh-oh.
I started looking around. I started looking at Ann and Jimmy. I'm like, man, things are going so well. We just got syndicated only a year prior, something like that, year and a half prior. Yeah. Making good money for once in our careers. And I just started looking around going, oh, my God, I think this might be it.
Over.
Does that start with P?
You're right.
P-E-N, I think.
Yeah. Well, you get Pinnacle, P-I-N, but it depends on if you're from Buffalo.
Don't bring up Buffalo.
That, you know what? You did miss a good sequel. Penitentiary 2. Thank you, Big Kev.
How are we doing in Buffalo? How's that whole debacle going?
I think the Buffalo problem is secondary at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, forgot about the
That's
Buffalo
one
problem.
good. That's one plus.
Mm-hmm.
Makes other things we do look really like nothing.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, okay? Although they do seem to list them. Let's get out of here, all right? Okay. Let's do that.
No comment.
Your mom's box. Oh, no. Your mom's box.
That's right. Your mom's box.
Ooh, cut off.
There was a long pause, and then I just said it. I said, your mom's box. I just knew. At that moment, I knew.
Mom's box, yes.
Great job of putting that audio together. Cut me off at the end.
Your mom's ba.
My mother a sheep.
And then we got fired soon after that. Actually, probably about a week.
About a week.
Probably a week
meetings, nerve-wracking meetings, and
we would be off the air for 27 months.
26, somebody's pointing out.
26? Yeah. About 26 months. Excuse me. Like that month mattered.
Yeah.
And then we got fired as we were walking around the streets of New York. The exact location, the Starbucks on 67th Street and Columbus Avenue, right there on the sidewalk, my cell phone rang, and it was the agent saying they canceled the show. And I was with Anthony and Jimmy. And then that was it.
3 of us were walking to your place.
Yeah. So
I almost threw up on my shoes.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the worst. And then Ant and I didn't even talk to each other for like 6 months. We all just went our own ways for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
The drinking got really good. Anorexia set in. I stopped eating and started drinking a lot. Ugh. I don't like listening to that.
I know. Glad that's done with.
But there you go. Well, they've been asking for it all week. Now you know why we've been stalling. Brings back too many memories now that I think about it.
Why don't we talk with Jim in Buffalo?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this will clear up what was addressed in the tape. Jim!
Hey, boys, what's going on?
What's happening? You remember the Buffalo gig?
Oh, I remember it. I wish I could relive it daily. My brother and I talk about that, the whipped cream bikini contest, the zucchini.
Well, see here.
Holy Christ.
Let me set this up. This is a little-known fact. We were in deep trouble heading into our Sex for Sam contest. Deep trouble. The contest that would, finally get us fired. But we just got back from a road trip to Buffalo where they were counting on a couple hundred people to show up. Thousands of people showed up at this beach bar. They never sold more beer in their lives, and they've had a lot of big gigs down at this place. Everyone came out of the woodwork. We drove up in a car, and we were wondering why the line was so long. We thought maybe they didn't let people in yet. No, it was a line of people just waiting to get in. And then we got into the place, and the entire beach in front of us was packed, the bar.
It was supposed to be a TNA volleyball game.
TNA with O&A.
TNA with O&A, it was called, and it was a bunch of strippers from local strip clubs and stuff, and they were going to get on the beach and play some beach volleyball, and we were going to MC the whole thing, and giveaways, and our freaks were there with us. It was just going to be a cool live event with the show. Well, these strippers turned out to be the best sports ever. They ended up being completely naked on the beach, shoving vegetables into each other's assholes and vaginas.
They never served a volleyball.
Yeah, if that volleyball went over the net once, I'd be surprised.
They were eating each other out in the sand.
They were eating each other out and then you'd look down the beach maybe 5-10 yards, and there's a family, because they didn't close the beach down. They didn't expect so many people that they'd have to close the beach. So it was strippers eating each other's snatch and families at the beach, right next to each other. Horrified. Horrified.
A girl took a zucchini.
A zucchini up her ass. It was fantastic.
Yeah. It was out of control debauchery.
And the trouble we got in.
And then the female listeners that were there, they all just got naked because everyone was completely smashed.
We set a precedent for that, too. It was the only show ever to get a complaint sent to the FCC for a show that was never on the air. People assumed we were broadcasting live.
It was a Saturday.
We weren't.
Right?
It was a Saturday. We weren't even on. It was just a live event. And people complained to the FCC.
Dude, we had to be walked to the bathroom. That's the most mobbed event or the most chaotic event I think I've ever been at as far as this show's concerned.
I had a guy named Tiny that was my personal security that day. He was a 7'3" white guy.
Did he have a brother or something?
Yeah,
twins or something.
Well, his brother was small. He was only like 6'10", 350, 400 pounds.
And Viacom, for I think till this day, still uses that event as an example of what not to do at a live event. It was just the live sex acts going on the beach in front of families.
And we're like, can we do this? And they're like, hey, we're not telling them what to do. Let them do what they want.
Yep, that's what it was. We even questioned it. We're like, wow, this is really getting out of hand.
And the Buffalo Press just had a field day with that. And I think, well, I know for a fact we flew from Philly.
Yep.
The show, you got to remember, was based in New York, but we were starting to hit the road and go into all our affiliates. We were down in Philly doing a show, and if I'm not mistaken, the Philly show was the show where the chick outside the studio with the baby. Was that the day before?
Yeah, and then there was a dead monkey, too.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guy was...
that. So we have to back...
Oh,
we
the
have
monkey
to,
skull?
Dude,
Remember
we have
the
to
dead
back
monkey
up.
with the whole monkey.
I think we were all on drugs or something. That's why
That was an out-of-control weekend.
It was just a matter of time before we were going to get fired, obviously.
Yeah, this was the train we were on.
This was the train we were on that had to crash eventually. The day before the Buffalo gig, we were in Philly doing this thing called strangest thing I guess you would do for concert tickets or whatever. Excuse me. A new mom shows up. Baby in baby carriage outside the station where hundreds of our listeners were just hanging out to get a glimpse of their heroes. And we're doing a show for YSP in Philly at the time.
Someone just sent me a link to all the pictures from Buffalo.
Wow.
The first one I popped up, look what's going on the beach.
Can Steve get these up on OpieAnthony.com
nude girls.
today? If Steve wants hits on his website today, he's got to get these up on Foundry Music and OpieAnthony.com.
Anthony's right. It's in the Infinity Handbook on how to never do an event.
Never do an event.
Well, we didn't even want to do the event. They talked us into it because they sold the shit out of it.
Here's
Let's
one,
not forget.
2,
Hold on
3,
a minute.
4 girls, nude girls on
Steve,
top of each other.
We want the pictures from our Buffalo gig. If you want hits on your website today, trust me, we have piqued their interest.
This girl's eating this girl's snatch. She's standing up. There's a girl completely naked on her knees in front of another girl just wearing her bottoms.
Yeah.
And the girl is pulling the bottoms away and just licking her snatch in the middle of the public beach. Oh, man, we are out of control.
Steve, can
Look
you
at
link
this
these?
one now.
Oh, my God. Wow.
This girl is now just, again, the girl's laying down.
Wow.
Just eating her on the beach. A totally nude girl, completely naked, on all fours. Another girl behind her,
Look at
topless.
all the legs behind them, just watching all the feet.
And if I remember, she had a vegetable in this hand and was ready to shove it up her ass.
That's right.
Public beach, people.
That's
Public
right.
beach, not closed to the public.
That's right. We were on a train that had to crash.
Yeah.
Wowie, kazowie.
Get these pictures up on FoundryMusic.com immediately if you want hits, Steve.
My memories of this event aren't as bad as these pictures. It was 10 times as bad as I even remember it being.
These girls were so effed up.
Right, they were all drunk and coked out of their gourd.
Coked up. Holy
And now here they
crap.
are. Look at this one. 4 of them, completely naked. One is shoving something up that girl's ass. This one's in front, ready to go. They're completely
Dude,
naked.
this is a radio station event. You know, it's one thing to do this type of radio in studio, right? This
Yeah.
was this was
a radio station event
public
at a
beach.
public open beach.
Look at that picture.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on. There is a girl getting a dildo, and there is a crowd of people.
This white trash just standing around watching with
I
mullets.
cannot. This is something you see in other countries.
Look at that one.
69.
The beach.
There is 69 going on.
I can't believe they let this fine radio program off the... Jesus Christ. Jesus, they should have fired us on the spot.
Stunned. Oh, these
called-
pictures are great.
Wait,
TNA with O&A was the name of the event.
Listen
Yeah.
to me. I knew it was going to be a problem. I swear to you. And, Ben, you might remember, I kept saying no to this event over and over again. But then they talked us into it, like, dude, we sold like $100,000 to $200,000 in advertising. You guys got to come up here and do it.
I do remember that.
And I said something like, look, you guys don't have a good concept. Ant and I and Jimmy, we're going to be in front of like 1,000 people or whatever, and we're going to have nothing for these people, and they're going to be very disappointed. And they're like,
Yeah.
don't worry. You know, the girls will play some bikini volleyball, and they'll drink. It's going to be a nice day. Don't worry. Just come on up, and we'll make this work.
And it was a major inconvenience because we're in Philly. We had to get up really early. We did a thing that night in Philly. Had to get up and fly to Buffalo, and then drop our stuff off, and then go
And we
way
didn't
out.
even think Anthony was going to make the flight because Anthony decided in the middle
I
of
had
the night.
taken a train back to New York to get some cigarettes.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, I'm not kidding.
That's
This-
right.
Those clove cigarettes that you wanted
This
to get.
whole
They
show
were
was so out
some
of
kind
control.
of cherry-flavored cigarettes
It was a
that I could
runaway-
only get here in New York. So I hopped on a train, and went back to New York
just to get cigarettes, and then he took a train back to Philly.
Here's the truth of the matter: I was just looking for something to do because I was up. It was the old days, so partying was going on, and just wanted to go back to New York for a little bit. So I went back to New York,
right,
and then back to Philly.
And
hopped on a plane up to Buffalo.
Did we fly from Philly? I cannot remember us flying
we did.
from Philly.
There's someone out there that wants to.
We did.
There's someone out there that wants us to write the Opie and Anthony book. It's time.
We did fly to Philly. I remember from Philly.
I thought I remembered us.
You flew to Philly?
No, from Philly.
No, that's what I said that already.
I don't remember that. I remember us flying from. I remember I met Cousin Junior on the way back to Newark.
No, we flew back from Buffalo. Yeah, and Junior was on the plane on a really small plane.
And then one of the guys that was supposed to meet us in Buffalo, he couldn't because his brother was shot the night before.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's right.
There is someone out there that wants us to write the Opie and Anthony book. It's a huge publisher. I think it's time. I think we've sat around long enough.
Got to thank Green Guy from Buffalo and Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station for the pictures that they're sending in.
Well, Steve Better.
These are great.
Steve's doing a lot of other things right now. He just won't put these online. I'm sure more people have pictures.
I'm sure they'll post them on whackbag.com as well.
There's video out there.
So let me back up. So we went down to Philly to do a show for YSP, and then that Saturday we were going to do this beach appearance. What do you got? Oh my God!
There, the crowd. A guy in the crowd has picked up one of the girls. She is completely naked. Her legs are spread wider than you could imagine. And there is a good half a foot of gash in that
That's
picture.
really a nice meaty one. Holy mackerel.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I am stunned that this actually went on. I completely forgot how graphic this appearance was.
Oh, yeah.
What a piggish radio show.
Actually, these pictures were traded all over the world for a very long time, because there's video clips as well somewhere.
I'm starting to think this wasn't really about the volleyball.
So anyway, we did a show in New York. We go down to Philly to do a show for WYSP. At that show, a new mother shows up at the station. There's hundreds of people outside the station, mostly guys, okay? She has the newborn in the carriage.
Yeah.
And she decided, I forgot why she did this, but she decided she needed to give a blowjob.
Right.
So she had some stranger, one of our listeners, watch her kid while she went down on her knees.
In a doorway or something, right?
Right outside the station.
Yeah, right outside the station.
Where people crowded around us. She gave this guy head. All right? And then up in the station at WYSP, we had a guy bring in a dead, frozen monkey.
It was freeze-dried. It was a monkey that was dead, and they, instead of stuff it, you freeze-dry it, and it keeps its form and everything. And it's in a plastic bag. We were doing Bring the Weirdest Thing Down for a prize, something like that.
Yeah.
So we brought a monkey in a bag, and for some reason that wasn't good enough. I don't know how. I think he mentioned it, and we said, yeah, sure, go with it. But he decided to win a prize, he was going to pull out his schlong and get a BJ from the dead monkey. Yeah. So he takes the monkey. He actually didn't take it completely out of the bag. He just rolled the plastic bag down so the monkey's head was popping out, opened its little monkey mouth, and shoved his schlong in there. To the horror of everybody in the room.
That was, I think, one of the first days that Taylor Law came in. Her and another girl were giving a guy a Hummer in the studio.
Yep.
That guy.
Yeah.
It was fucking just filth.
We were just on the road to self-destruction.
This was commercial radio. Two girls blowing a guy.
Commercial radio.
And then he fucks a monkey mouth.
Right on the heels of this Buffalo friggin' Sodom and Gomorrah with sandcastles.
Well, that was the day before the Buffalo show.
Yeah.
If you wonder why this show has no respect for commercial radio, because that's what we were doing on commercial radio.
That's what we were up to on commercial radio.
Fuck the dead primate throat. We'll give you a prize.
Yeah, we weren't doing the battle of the sexes.
No.
So the next day in the morning, we get on a plane to good old Buffalo. And
Ray from Deer Park saying, Jesus Christ, did you have your handicapped brother stirring the sauce at home, too? Greg, good fellas.
Look, I won't take my dick out without my lucky primate.
There's 8,000 things going on that weekend.
So then we showed up to Buffalo for that insane gig, and then the Buffalo Press had a field day. And then, shortly after, within a week or maybe 2 weeks, we did the Sex for Sam, and that's where the bosses finally said, oh, boy, enough. We're done with you guys. Good day.
Yeah.
We'll get the pictures up on opieandanthony.com, foundrymusic.com. I'll look back to the old days.
Man, thanks for those pictures because I completely forgot how crazy that Buffalo thing was. I keep hearing about it and remembering, but I have limited memory of that whole event also.
Do you remember the black midget girl who was there? Wasn't there a black midget girl, short, with really fat legs? Somebody else might remember that. She was a really weird-looking chick. I'm not saying she was a midget, but she was really small. There was something very odd about her, if anybody remembers.
Something's kind of, that whole episode was almost like a David Lynch movie.
It really was.
A little odd.
Didn't
there
Robert
should be
Blake
a
make a phone call?
No kidding. So there you have it.
Forgot about that.
No surprise that we got fired in the end.
No.
Monkey dick one day, naked chicks in front of kids on the beach the next day.
That is absolutely what...
I remember that time. I just felt like we were on a runaway train. Our listeners were expecting more and more.
And they were getting it.
And they were getting it on a weekly basis. And it was a distraction as far as, making people laugh. So I'm glad that part of our career is over where we were just looking to do the most shocking thing over and over again.
Wow. We really did turn into goody two-shoes on this.
Not really.
XM.
Yeah, now we're on satellite. We can pretty much do anything.
You have a smoothie, you have a muffin. I'll say the F word. Tee-hee. Bunch of faggots.
All right, Drew Boogie in studio. It's the day before vacation. We're just kind of screwing off. On the way, we got the Alan Sniffin audio. We should play that today. It's pretty funny. And then we got to get to some of the better stories of the day.
And Alan won't call in, right? He won't come on the show?
Of course not. Pictures are on foundrymusic.com. That's FOUNDRY music.com. Foundrymusic.com. I'm sure it'll be linked to opieandanthony.com as well, which is a lot easier to spell and stuff like that. All right, Drew, get us out of here for a little bit.
I'm sure you all know about the TV network show called Sesame Street. For young kids, teach them how to read and write, especially the ABCs. This is the way we like to see Sesame Street done just once. Listen.
on, Drew Boogie helping us out today.
Come on.
The day before vacation. Right. Let's say hi to Donkey Sausage. She has made it to L.A., it looks like. Donkey Sausage.
Good morning.
Hi.
How did it go?
I'm still alive and unharmed. Unharmed, sorry.
Oh, very good.
I'm tired. Very tired, though.
She just drove from New York to L.A., wowing across America.
Handing
out wow stickers at truck stops.
How long you been in L.A. for?
For about 4 months.
You staying for that long?
Yeah.
4 months?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Come on, you could say.
No, I can't talk about it.
Why?
Because I'm good at keeping secrets.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, what's better than hearing a kid say that? You're not going to be back for 4 months?
No. I mean, I'll be back for things here and there, for, weekends and whatnot. I'll be flying back and forth, but I'm not going to drive back until 3 or 4 months from now.
All right. Well, this is exciting.
Yeah, no.
So glad you called.
No,
Yeah.
well, I do have to report that I stopped at a couple truck stops, and there were a few fans here and there. I have to say that a lot of the truckers were really cool on the road because there were points where you can't get by because truckers are taking up 2 or 3 lanes the whole way. And if a fan saw me, they would let me through, and they'd make all the other cars wait. So that was really cool. And,
God
and
damn it, are you fucking with me?
Wait, so what happened? You'd be approaching a guy.
Shut up, Jimmy.
I want to know, would you high beam him? How would he know to move?
All right, shut up.
All right, let's just move on here. We're glad
We
you're
did write
safe.
on walls, though. We did write on the bathroom walls.
All right, we're glad you're safe. You wowed across America. You were showing your boobs the whole way. You were handing out wow stickers, and now you're gone for 4 months.
And I'm gone, yeah.
All right. Good luck to you there, Donkey Sausage.
All righty, boys. Gracias.
Listen to the replay later.
Why?
Yeah. No reason. I just want you to hear the whole show. Hope you enjoyed.
Okay.
Take care, sir.
Bye.
All right, we got Paul outside the studio and the Big A.
That call stunk.
You think?
Oh, that was awful. I hope you're hearing this later. Hey, all kidding aside, guys, sit down first. Sometimes the man would get out of the lane. I'd be in the left lane. I'd be approaching him. Boom, he goes right to the right lane. I go by. He gets back in.
Horrid call.
That could be the worst bit of information ever given out on this show.
That wasn't from Steve.
Yeah, well, Steve's just been fucking a fountain of awful, dull statements.
The websites are getting pounded. The Buffalo pictures are up, and they're getting pounded already.
People love them.
OpieAnthony.com, FoundryMusic.com.
You all right, sweetie?
.com.
What are you, allergic to guys that love you?
So what is Big A and Paul doing today? They're going to read from the pedophile website?
Yeah, we have printouts of the Perverted Justice website. They're going to read the transcripts.
All right, are they practicing or anything?
No, of course not. We're going to have them read it cold.
Cold reads. Yeah, pervertedjustice.com website. They have people that get online, get into like AOL chat rooms, and pose as underage girls and boys, and they hook up with these guys, these perverts, who talk sexually to them, and then they print the transcript of the conversation, the guy's name, phone number, place of employment. They pump these guys for information the whole time during their little online chat, and the guys are more than happy to give the info. Sometimes they give out their phone numbers, and the person calls them as a young girl. Maybe they get a girlfriend or wife on the phone to play the part, and the person is more than willing to give out a lot of their personal information. So once you have a phone number, you can really get a lot more info, and that's what they do, and they post it on this website. And if you read through the transcripts, boy, some of these guys are dirty, dirty gentlemen, aren't they? Just talking to these, what they think are 13-year-old boys and girls, saying they want to fuck them in the ass, and very hardcore conversations they're having.
All right, do you want to get these guys in for a second to say hi at least?
Yeah, then we can do Alan.
We have the Alan audio ready to go.
It's Alan Sniffin. Hey! Radio dentist.
Well, let's get these guys in for a second. Paul.
All right.
Come on in.
Come on, you fucking limey.
Look at this haircut of a true sociopath.
Which one, Paul?
Yeah.
He's got it like fresh cut.
Yeah.
He should be chewing a piece of Bazooka Joe bubblegum that the barber gave him.
Paul, don't talk to me while I'm at the stall.
What do you say?
Oh, is he talking?
What do you say?
Nice cock.
He was just babbling about the fact that I got him because I didn't give him my real cell phone number, and I'm like, all right, can we wait till I'm done pissing and then we can talk about this stuff? It's all uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, as I'm taking a leak and he's washing his hands. Bring the Big A in too.
What are you doing, Hawk? Don't be shy.
Hey, Big A. Want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Big A.
That was good.
But there's a bit of a delay.
All right, the Predator and his quarry.
You do realize no one wears parts anymore, right?
What?
You got a part in your hair.
I have not got a part. I only got my hair cut last night.
On the side. Turn sideways.
It's natural. Part. Sorry, I apologize. Jesus.
It's kind of natural.
Yeah, it's not. I have no choice. Yeah.
You can't win.
No, it's not a bad haircut if you're doing a cigarette ad on television in 1951.
Yeah, okay. I keep quiet if I was you, cancer treatment guy.
Ow. That was mean-spirited.
That was very hurtful.
That was hurtful. There was no reason to maybe make the air quotes go there.
Where did you get that haircut?
Yeah. Supercuts, obviously.
That's what I was going to say.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, there's nothing open at 8 p.m. I'm like, these guys are going to call me Lego Head again. I got to do something.
Supercuts.
Andrew, where'd you get yours? The guy before he killed those people with the machete, did he fix you up a little bit? Jesus.
Doesn't it look like a black cock in his hand?
Yes, so. It's black and long, and it's severed, so yes.
Doesn't have your wife's mouth around it, though.
We're talking about the wireless mic, by the way, just to clear up.
Are you guys getting along outside the studio?
Yeah. Well, he's causing me a bit of a problem.
Why?
Bit of a problem.
Why?
Well, we couldn't hear what was going on out there at the start. The monitor was down low, so they said, come into the control room and listen. So I go in there. I'm in there like 10 minutes. Andrew decides to follow me in. 10 seconds later, we're thrown out, and there's this huge industrial-sized can of air freshener being sprayed around.
Uh-oh, what happened, guys?
I don't know. I'm thinking that, Andrew's last girlfriend, the one that pretty much left right after he fell asleep and dropped the weapon. He doesn't want to get rid of the smell of her.
Oh, is he just... he's all nervous.
Yeah, I know, really.
Why are you so nervous
today? Why are you nervous? No pressure, man. Who cares?
Jesus. Can I get some headphones so I can hear the car crashes, please?
Are you shook up? Are you nervous?
I didn't even see that.
Wow, you are really... You're breathing all heavy.
What has Andrew been up to? How's life?
Nothing much. Just working and hanging out a little bit.
Yeah. Still driving the cab uptown.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's a little dangerous, but... Yeah.
It is.
Your mic is crackling.
I know. I don't know.
We have the worst wireless equipment here. It's crackling. It's nothing he's doing. It's crackling.
Might be his sweaty hands.
Oh,
short.
Aha.
The wireless mic.
Eric just pulled that out, Ope. Aha.
Pulled the mic boom right out of the console.
Put it back in there.
No, you can't get it back.
Your fucking yellow flowered shirt. It's nice.
Why don't you guys just share that mic?
Fucking dress like a jewel thief in Hawaii 5-0. Shithead.
He's dressing for you,
He's not dressing for me.
He admitted it on the show.
It's a nice shirt.
He changed his wardrobe to make you happy.
It doesn't make me happy.
Is that true, Eric?
Yes, it is.
It's yellow with like little flowered patterns on it.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's what?
It's a vacation shirt.
Really? Where are you vacationing to? Fucking Fire Island?
Oh, wow.
I couldn't get the gay reference out fast enough.
No, you couldn't. Where are you vacationing? Where are you vacationing to?
All right, why don't we do one of these scripts? We got the guys in, and then we'll do the Alan Sniffin audio.
That's just great. We only saw these like 10 seconds ago.
Who
literally.
cares? Who wants
It's reading.
Yeah.
Do we have a copy, Eric, so I know what's going on here?
Yeah, I want to read
he was
along.
ready to yell at Eric. We're ready.
I want to read along.
No, I wasn't.
I was.
Oh.
Are they highlighted?
I think Eric...
Jesus, Hawk, these are big.
Honestly, I think Eric does a very good job for the program.
I think Eric does a good job, too.
All right. So this is actual, what? An actual conversation?
Yes, this is a transcript of a conversation, an online conversation, between Snapshot Death and Davey Wants To.
How about read this one? Between Little Girl and Yellow Treats.
Jesus, what's wrong with you?
I'm teasing. I don't like kids.
Wow, this is a
When are we going to get to the one by SpongeBob Giant Dick?
Oh, please tell me you're not kidding.
Maybe we could do SpongeBob Giant Dick.
Oh, that could be the greatest name ever.
Did we go through these to find the best ones?
I could spoil
you. Think this one's the best one, the top one?
I don't know. This
These are the best ones out of the whole site.
SpongeBob Giant Dick is pretty good.
So who actually had the good fortune of reading all these and picking out the best ones?
That would be myself and Michael.
Mike, and what determined the best ones?
The dirtier the better, pretty much. I mean, these things were extremely long. We had to edit everything down and.
All right.
Tell the truth.
Try to make them.
Did you find yourself at any point maybe getting a little lump in the shorts?
Absolutely not.
Don't be shy.
No way.
Don't be shy.
No.
You slightly resemble Kiefer Sutherland. Don't be shy about that. If you got like a little lump in the shorts, it's only a good man's fault.
I've noticed that Jimmy has decided to take over this segment. He's very excited about this
Yes.
segment.
Thank you.
Jesus.
How about
calm down.
I Could Spoil You and Clarissa Bunny 9-1?
Well, why don't we start with the first one? What the hell?
Snapshot Death. Jesus.
Let's go with Snapshot. Who wants to play Snapshot Death?
He's Snapshot Death. No, I got the wrong paper then. All right, no, you're right.
SpongeBob Giant Dick.
Who's the victim?
Wait, who's the victim in this?
Andrew's the victim.
All right, Big A's the victim.
That'll be a first, won't it? Jesus.
And Paul is the pedophile.
Nothing.
Can we get them another mic? No? All right, sweetie.
This microphone smells like Donna Mike's microphone with Andrew standing next to it. Ugh.
All right, you guys got to share the mic, and you got to get right on it. So.
Wow, that's rough.
All right, so Big A's going to be the victim. So Big A's Davey wants to?
Let me see. Yeah. No, I think Snapshot Death is the victim.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so Big A will be playing Snapshot Death, and Paul will be playing Davey Wants To.
And I'll play the guy watching and jerking off.
All right, are we ready, Ant?
Yes, we are ready.
All right, go ahead.
Can I call you?
Why?
Because if I call you like me, I swear. You really rich?
I guess. I really don't think about money.
That cause you got it? I don't.
Sorry, but I will reward you if you become my little sex boy, but you must be discreet.
Ugh.
I promise. Where dumb ass Ricky live?
Live. Jesus. Where dumbass Ricky live?
Live, you wrongly enunciating ass.
In Queens, off the Southern State.
Southern State.
Southern.
Dicks.
I'm in Queens, too.
Where? I can spin by if Ricky is a no-show.
Why don't we all do it?
I like to work alone, kid.
But I run away and you get me all the time.
Okay. I can't resist a boy who wants it.
Can I call you?
Why? Do you want to be phone fucked, boy?
If you want.
You know I like to rate my boys for real.
I swear I do what you say.
What if I tell you I want to put a rope around your neck, and as I fuck your sweet ass, and hear you beg me, beg not to die?
You buy me.
Wait a minute, he blew that line.
Wow, that is really rough.
Don't forget about the ST thing.
The ST words are the ones that Andrew has the worst problem with.
All right, Andrew, why don't you do that line again?
You buy me stuff?
I was expecting to change it to things or something. Jesus. So things. Dicks. Yes, I will. Don't worry.
Okay.
Hey, you don't mind that I love rough sex with my boys?
No, I do what you say.
New York.
Huh?
You live in New York?
Queens. I say.
Well, where exactly, boy?
76th Avenue.
Oh, Opie's house. How about free-ish, boy? I have a green 1999 Honda. What corner?
Can I call you so I know you're not a freak?
I am a sort of free kid. I love to fuck young boys and hurt them to see if they want more.
Ooh, page turner.
No, I got a rule. I don't meet off the line. We're not talking first because lots of peeps out there want to kill fags.
I might be one of them, boy, but you'll have great anal sex if you take the chance, boy.
Just let me call you now. Then I'd be okay.
Am I reading this number, huh?
No. Just say okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, boy.
What's your name?
David.
Read his name. You can read it. No. No.
David.
No.
David Norton.
No. What I say?
Sorry, I just feel that you can have a happy life. Just don't do anything stupid. Like you said, there are lots of sickos out there, kid. So be careful.
No, I swear I do what you say. You said you buy me stuff.
This kid's got his priorities right. But kid, I want you to be happy too. So tread carefully. It's dangerous out there, boy.
You said you make me happy. What I say wrong? Please?
Nothing. I don't want to hurt you.
Hurt me how? I don't get it.
Never mind. I just don't want to, okay?
You like that dumb-ass Ricky better?
No. In fact, the opposite, kid. I don't give a fuck about him.
Like how Paul's acting.
Yeah, very creepy, actually.
Let's try it.
I have a good gauge on whether this is working well. When Jimmy's taking messages...
No. I was actually calling the number on there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
It was some weird foreign voice. I don't know. Maybe the guy changed his number.
He probably did.
I probably would have, too.
How about getting that new number?
Yeah.
He changes his number, they put it back in the till, and you get that number.
Right.
Pervert sex guy's number. Well, that was good. Not enough real sex talk, though.
No.
A little bit, but...
This guy was creepy.
Someone go through the rest of these scripts.
Yeah, he's more creepy.
Someone has to go through these scripts and get the really good one. If
you know what the good ones are? The ones that mention the age and talk a lot about the sex. That's it. A lot about how old are you? 13. I want to fuck you.
Oh, there's a lot more
That's
with
a
these
good
guys,
example.
too.
Huh?
There's more with these two.
Well, we got to find a better script, obviously. Someone has to go through those scripts and find the better one. All right. There you go. Big A and Paul.
Bravo. I like Paul's acting chops. And Big A, anytime he comes on a word with an ST, it's entertaining as all hell.
It's priceless. All right, Drew Boogie, get us out of here for a quick break. And when we get back, we have Alan Sniffin audio.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Critiquing our radio show. It'll be quite fun to listen to. Track 1?
Next.
Well, hold on a minute. This should have been queued up for us.
Oh, there it is.
Drew, get us out of here.
Smack that over. Show.
Snape kills Dumbledore. Dumbledore. Snape. Snape kills Dumbledore.
Drew Boogie helping us out today. It's the Opie Anthony program. Yeah. The day before vacation, kind of screwing off today. Thanks for checking us out. Yes, Anthony?
Just reading things, reading instant feedbacks, and some people didn't like the segment.
I didn't like it.
But they get all, like, defensive.
What do you mean?
Because one guy is saying, let me get back to his instant feedback here. He's saying, stop, enough, be more funny. Like, we throw things on here and you see where it goes. It's part of the show. Perhaps we picked the wrong script.
I think we did,
That's
actually.
what I'm thinking. But
that was very, very boring.
Wow. But George the Geek, you got to be kidding me. If they're going to read them, if they're already long, they're going to be 50 times longer with them reading it. Boring, be more funny. Just go with it. We understand. Believe me, we know before you if something's working or not. And we will pull the plug if need be. But George the Geek, I got to ban him. I'm banning you.
You can't.
Right now.
Give him a good banning, Ant.
You can't
Clicking
ban
the
him.
link.
Stop. Don't ban him. He's having a rough morning. He wanted to laugh, and he didn't laugh, and now he's bummed out. That's all. Don't ban the guy.
Well, next time he gets banned.
You do make a good point. We know we suck way before you guys.
Don't worry about it.
I was sitting here sweating going, wow, this really stinks.
My favorite part was when he started talking about the green 1999 Honda. Oh, can we edit out the parts where they're not talking about fucking or choking each other?
Since then, they're not doing those two guys again, right?
No.
See, what happens on a real radio show, like you get a concept for a bit, like we did that part of it, and then you get the scripts, and then there's like, 10 scripts here. Then you get someone that really knows what they're doing to actually go through the scripts and find the really good ones. And then what they do is they edit it down so it's all nice, moves along fast. You
They
do the
play
bit.
it at 8:10.
There's a few chuckles, and then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
No one really proofread the intern's work.
Oh.
I think it was up to the intern to find the scripts.
Can I say the first line of this next one, though? It's the same two guys, so they're not going to be reading it. Snapshot's Death says, you really kill peeps? And the other guy goes, I really can't talk here, but sometimes things get out of hand. In fact, this one time a boy tried to bite my cock to get away. I had to strangle him.
That's a real thing? That's not from the
That
script
can't be
from your
real.
acting class?
No, no.
Oh, I thought
That was pretty good, though, right?
Yeah, you did that well.
That can't be real, is it? Is it real stuff, you think, or is it just...
Yeah, there's no kooks on the internet trolling for young children.
Yeah.
Of course not.
All right, we're going to move
I
on
believe
to
it
other
all.
things.
Yeah, let's get to Alan Sniffin.
Can't believe that bit was just so horribly done.
Well,
That's not Paul and Andrew's
It's all
fault.
in the editing.
It's all in the editing, is right.
Like, this should all just be sex talk. Throw out anything else.
And murder talk, too, Ed. I don't
Yeah,
want to
well,
think any murder
murder
talk is fine.
I consider it one thing. What are you talking about?
Now everyone has their opinions why the bits stunk. Doug, the trucker. What's up, Doug?
You know, the whole problem with that was casting. You should have absolutely had Dee Dee in there to play the victim.
It was a boy, though.
Yes,
Oh,
it was a
well.
boy.
Oh, well,
Sir? Now what? Now what? Now what, Doug? Now what?
Chicken it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm crashing.
I think we might have to bail on the entire bit. We might have to bail on the entire bit now. We might have ruined it.
No, I don't think so. We have to do something different, though.
We have to. I think there will be a casting change in the next one, and the scripts will be edited. I still have confidence.
I hate this bit.
Oh, sweetie, I say we give it one more day in court.
I hate it. I think it's a little creepy.
It is creepy. That's the beauty of it.
Sexy. I hate it. Stalker Patty's here, though. Could maybe have Stalker Patty and...
How about you, McGarrett? What do you think?
And the Big A.
That is a nice shirt.
I can't wait to get out of here for a week.
Oh, it's a week of not having to deal with
this crap.
This.
Eric, where are you going on vacation?
Yeah, what are you doing on vacation, Eric?
Going to Florida.
Is it a little town you're going to called Opulus?
Oh, like I'm the only problem he has?
Eric, comment?
Hawk? No, there's a whole bunch of problems.
There you go. See?
But you didn't say that Opie wasn't a problem.
Oh, he's
Opie, Greg, Mr. Hughes.
That's right.
The whole slew of them.
Oh.
I support him, too, when he's doing a great job. He finds a lot of great stuff for the show.
That's right.
Why don't we get into the Alan Sniffin thing, Anthony? You want to explain the Alan Sniffin thing?
Alan Sniffin.
We have a lot of critics out there.
Of course we do. Alan's a guy, he, surprisingly enough, is a dentist in New York here. Is it New York or is he in Jersey?
I don't know. I think
I don't know where
north
he is.
of the city, maybe.
But he does. Oh, maybe up there. He has a website, the New York Radio Message Board, which he likes to call the Mecca of all radio message boards. And what he does is he runs this board, and radio insiders and people that just enjoy radio and people that have no clue about radio go there and post things about the state of New York radio. And we're brought up on there a lot, and there are a lot of critics there. There are a lot of supporters. And then there's Alan, who moderates the board, chimes in with his opinions. But for some reason, Alan's opinions, he feels they are fact. He feels that once he lays down an opinion, you are silly or stupid if you try to debunk it in any way, shape, or form. So the subject came up about our show, and if we're delving a bit too much into politics and talk radio that you might more likely hear on Imus or Rush or our buddy Sean Hannity. And that XM hired us to be the shock jocks that we are from WNEW, doing the crazy things, the 55-gallon drum challenge, things that got us fired like Sex and St. Pat's, just all that debauchery.
Naked girls on a beach in Buffalo.
Exactly. That we should be doing that because that's what we were hired to do. That's what's going to get XM the subscribers. And if we change the formula of the show, it's going to turn off the core audience that is supposed to be subscribing to XM, and that's why we were hired. And that's Alan's opinion. People have tried to get on and argue it, and Alan just will not have any of it. And as a matter of fact, that whole string of posts that were up on the subject got deleted.
He got his ass handed to him in that debate. Alan got his face smashed. He lost it.
Yeah.
And he took the whole thing off. It's despicable.
Yeah.
To run a message board like that. Somebody brings it up. They say it was a fun debate between, Norton and Mark Maron, just commenting on it. He jumps in trying to be the poignant one. I don't think that's what that show's supposed to be about. Whatever that nonsense is he wrote. Gets the shit beat out of him with examples.
Yeah.
And then takes the whole post off.
Takes it down.
Yeah, well, it all started because there was a 15-minute heated discussion on politics, and Alan assumed because he heard 15 minutes of politics on our show, he didn't hear it, okay.
Of course not.
That we were turning into Imus, who used to do the shocking thing and now does a lot more political stuff.
Yeah.
And our argument is, no, we have talked politics in the past, and we will continue to talk politics when it seems right to do that, and we also will do all the other stuff. We just throw it all at you. Throw it all out at you. No agenda here.
Show's a smorgasbord.
He got
But for some
smashed.
reason, he thought we were now trying to become some kind of political talk show.
Yeah.
Which is so far from the truth.
And what's annoying is he talked about what XM hired their show for. This is what XM wants. So the offer was made to Alan, and so many of these message board guys are just cowards. And I mean, he was invited on this show today to debate it. Nobody would have attacked him. We have Bill Donahue on, Richard Huff. Nobody attacked either one of those guys.
No.
Nobody was going to attack Sniffin. And we had Eric Logan ready to come on as a representative of XM to explain what this show is hired for. And I don't care what excuse he gives. Well, that would have been an unfair debate. You're a coward. You were invited on to discuss your opinions which you post hiding behind a computer screen, and you wouldn't come on, man. You wouldn't even respond to go, look, I can't come on because of this. There is nothing that makes me sicker than people who will languish in anonymity behind message boards and not actually just come on and speak their minds. It makes me want to fucking throw up.
Bravo. Yes.
And you would have been given a fair shot, and you were told that.
So also this dentist, he wants to be a radio star, so it's not good enough to just run the message board and have postings all over the place. He also does something called, what is it called again? His board reflections.
What's it called? Right. It's called Hiding in My Basement. That's what it's called. It's called Hiding in My Basement with a jingle.
He records a board reflection, which is like that week's topics, the hot topics.
The hot topics on the New York radio message board, and he records it somewhere in his basement and then plays it. I guess he posts it on his site, and people listen to it and then comment on his comments.
Right.
And his voice is that's one thing I like about the board reflections is it's a realistic voice he uses. And I like that. It's not a put-on voice.
All right, well,
it is a fake radio voice kind of thing that he puts on.
No, it's good. I like it.
Here's a tape of his last board reflections when he was recording it down in his basement.
Mom! I'm not bored. I have to do this now. Mom, please stop calling me.
Very good. All right, so here we go. Without further ado, it's Alan Sniffin and his board reflections with the silly jingle.
Here's Alan Sniffin.
And this is Alan Sniffin. And I've got board reflections for August 18, 2005.
MusicRadio77.com.
That's right, board reflections. Where I make comments about comments being made to the New York radio message board, the mecca of all internet radio message boards. Things being discussed on the New York radio message board.
Wait a minute. Voice is great.
Did he add echo to his voice?
Yeah, of course. He wants it to sound like the old style Music Radio 77 WABC.
I never heard the echo before. There's a slight echo behind him.
He's getting his production values up. He has a jingle. This is a guy, believe me, people, he doesn't have a radio show. He's a dentist. The guy's a dentist. But he puts the production together. He's got a jingle. We don't have a jingle. Look at the jingles we have.
We had a jingle. Yes, we certainly do.
Oh, yeah, let me find our
jingle. We have a jingle, Anthony.
All right.
I won't tolerate these jingle lies.
All right, hold on. No, I'm not playing that one now.
No, that's the one.
No, that's not the one. This is the one.
Opie Anthony and Norton too. Good times, great hits, except you suck my fucking cock.
Now that's a jingle.
And then, of course, there's this one.
I love them both.
They're beautiful in their own ways.
All right, so that's the jingle, yes. Anyway, is Alan Sniffin trying for a golden ticket, by the way?
Oh, this could be a golden ticket audition.
Golden filling is what he wants.
All right. Back to the tape.
I guess, once again, I was brought up on the Opie and Anthony show for comments that were made on the New York radio message board a few days ago. You know, I was forced once again to remove an Opie and Anthony thread, and I will continue to remove Opie and Anthony threads if Opie and Anthony fans continue to behave like idiots.
I gotta tell you, we have made his message board very popular over the years.
Yeah.
Without those dopes discussing us, there's not much else to discuss in New York radio.
And why can't you just take off the offensive posts? If there's posts in there that you don't like, fine. You moderate your own board. But I read about 15 of those, and they were legitimate. They weren't O&A crazy references. They were real debating posts. They were about the show and about what's been done on the show, and they debated and debunked what you had come on and said, which was an unsolicited, I don't think they're turning into idols.
Anyone that posts and supports the show, he labels as an O&A fanatic who will just, push the show no matter what. Even people with legitimate points about the subject.
A lot of these guys show a lot of intelligence. I love reading those.
You lost the debate, Alan. You lost it. I read it, and you won most of them. You're very good. You lost that debate.
It makes me very happy when some of our pests attack in a very intelligent way.
Yeah.
Makes me proud.
You need to behave like idiots. You behave like an idiot on this board, you're going to get pulled. And I'll pull the whole thread if I have to, because I haven't got time to sit there all day long and remove dumb posts. Okay? So those of you who are fans of Opie and Anthony, if you want the threads to stay on the board, then post something intelligent. Don't just post, I'm a fan of the show and I love everything they do. Because that's what most of you were doing.
I didn't see one post like that.
There wasn't
I
one
didn't
post
see
like
one
that.
post that just said, I'm a fan of the show and I love everything they do. They were giving examples of what we do that isn't political talk.
Yep.
You know, they were giving all those examples. They were giving examples of why we can talk about politics, because the structure of the show is that there's really no structure. We hit on everything. But he assumed they were just fans.
And if you went on the board and posted about Cousin Brucey, how you love Cousin Brucey, and all he did, nobody would complain. But because it was about the Opie and Anthony show, and it smashed his point, he removed it. And that's why he removed it. Tell the truth. Be honest with your listener.
Because he hasn't... He likes us. I mean, he appreciates what the show is. It's not like he doesn't like us personally or anything like that. I've emailed him, a few times and gotten emails from him. But for some reason, he's got this thing when the board starts talking about us a lot that he really doesn't like that.
And he was very fair when the show got booted too. He was the only guy that was really
great.
fair, if not completely inaccurate. So we like Alan. I mean, but it's just, come on, dude.
Most of you were doing. You were not addressing the point of that thread, which was not started by me. It was started by somebody else who basically said they heard a segment on Opie and Anthony where they spent a great deal of time discussing politics with Mark Marion from Air America. Look, the point that person was making is, this was great talk radio. Okay, if you like political talk radio, I can see that. And I also understand that to some extent Opie and Anthony are capable of doing that kind of talk radio. So I'm not dissing anybody here. But my response and the point of that thread was not to have a bunch of Opie and Anthony fans come on and say the show is great. We don't need that, okay? We know you think that. That's fine. You got your own message boards. Go there and post that if you want to. The point of the thread was whether or not political talk radio was appropriate on Opie and Anthony. Now, there were a couple of people that did make some valid points there, such as they've got a lot of time to fill up, such as the show needs to be more than just talking about boobs and so forth, that they need to be, they're not really shock jocks and they need to go deeper, and this was an example of that. The show has got to attract an audience beyond just those who want to talk about the voyeur bus. Okay, reasonable points, and some people made them, so good.
Reasonable points?
Perfect points.
That was
Perfect
the point.
points. Not reasonable. They were the points. And then in one breath he'll say something like, the Opie and Anthony show, it's got to be like a hang with your friends. It's got to be, that's what he says, it's almost like you're hanging with your friends. Well, when you hang with your friends, how many of you just go, fart, fart, tits, tits, pussy? You joke about that, you talk about loads, you talk about farts, and then you talk about politics, you argue politics. That's the way people hang out. That's what people do.
You make a good point. We didn't become very popular in radio by just doing the shocking things. Those were the attention getters. And then
People remember those.
Then we had to keep your attention in between the shocking things. That's how we worked.
That's right. There was at least...
If we just did shock, we would have never been syndicated all over America. XM would have never picked up this radio show. It's a lot deeper than that, this program.
And as far as what XM hired them for, Logan was ready to come on and honestly say exactly what he likes, what he doesn't like on the show, and what he was, and then Alan wouldn't come on and hear that. Why do you have to just do it on the message board? Why can't you just come on and talk about it? You run the message board.
He deletes the whole string of posts, and meanwhile, the board is full of, what type of processing is Z100 using?
It's just dog shit.
It's like the worst. Wait, has Q104 changed its compressor? Whoa, let me get in on that discussion.
Which station in New York do you think will be the next oldies outlet? Just the dumbest crap.
Jersey Pirate Station cutting in on a signal. Whoa.
There really are some.
Is Christian rock viable in the New York market?
What? New York needs a standard station.
Right. Are there too many home of rock and rolls in the tri-state area?
Country coming to the Big Apple?
Which one is the true home of rock and roll, in your opinion?
Cousin Brucey to Sirius.
I long for the old days. Shut up. Shut up. It's just the worst. You think we're joking. Get me the New York Radio message board. What are you pointing at? Oh, my God.
Oh.
What are you pointing at, Hawk?
He's got to post it.
What's that note?
Oh, okay, that was all right.
All right.
All right.
You smashed me back good.
Attaboy, Eric.
I did want more than just one, though.
Way to hit back.
I want to just show some of the topics they're discussing today, because you think we're off base here.
Let's see.
Right.
It probably speaks volumes. Nobody noticed this, but... ... CD 101.9, although still calling themselves New York Chill, is no longer playing chill music in their regular rotation.
How about this one?
They're now back to all smooth jazz. Discuss.
Look at this one. What is the Fordham student experience at WFUV?
What?
Wow.
The Ted Brown Air Check tribute is now posted.
Who the fuck would actually write that and hit send? Do you understand? I would rather read stuff off Perverted Justice than that awful message board.
Pat St. John's website address change.
Yes, it's pervertedjustice.com. If you want to read about Pat St. John, that's where you go.
Talk show best ofs. How stupid. Well, you're going to get a whole week of those right here on 202.
How about announcement about New Jersey Radio Museum?
Ooh.
I want to go to that museum.
Ooh.
I don't even want to go to the museum. I just want to talk about it on the message board.
One of the first HD table radios to be available next month. Yes, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much is it, Ope? Don't leave us hanging.
WINS, then and now. It's a fucking news station.
Wow.
There's going to be a Binghamton Broadcasters reunion.
Are you kidding?
That he made up. That couldn't be posted.
Last call for your remembrances on the Ted Brown Air Check.
Fucking.
Does WNEW's current format make sense? Revisited? They're revisiting that topic, Anthony.
Revisiting.
It goes on and on. Let me see here. Oh, you did the forum thing. XM expands Latin stations.
Ooh.
There's a topic just called But Seriously, Folks.
Haha, you get it.
What is this, Jeopardy? 19 years ago today, it got hot. WLTW hires Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Radio outsourcing, that does not work, people.
There is an entire separate board off of this one that is just dedicated to WCBS FM because they were getting so many posts about the oldie station here in New York switching formats to Jack.
What's that one over there say? What am I supposed to listen to while my grandson changes my diapers?
And then there's a question on this board. Public radio playing oldies in the future?
Could Eddie Trunk be moving from XM to Sirius?
Posted by Eddie Trunk.
However, a little asterisk. If XM lets that happen, they are really stupid.
Yeah.
Eddie's great.
We've been getting the Eddie Trunk phone calls.
Oh, my God.
And the problems. What's the deal? Why isn't Eddie on?
Dude, to be honest with you, Eddie does a great show, and he's popular. How many overnight guys on a weekend actually bring listeners?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We get it, Eddie. You want to work with us. We're working on it.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Advertising to older demos?
Just goes on and on and on. Where's hold on.
This one just says, food for thought. Ugh.
I think there's another thread that has our involvement.
Wait, Anthony, what is food for thought? I mean, you can't just leave me hanging like that.
I know, I did just leave you hanging. Food for thought.
How many responses? A lot, right?
Whereas younger listeners are more likely to purchase a new cutting-edge technology, and whereas Jack is a younger demo targeted at the format that's pre-'80s oldies, wouldn't it have made more sense to put Jack on HD and leave oldies on traditional radio?
Here's how that post should have went. Food for thought. I'm a horrible bore who should either get blown or kill himself.
Here's one, Anthony, that concerns us. WCBS TV reporter Arthur Chien to WPIX 11. And then the post reads, he finally got a job after being canned by Channel 2 when an O&A prank spooked him into using the F word live. Talent prevails.
Yeah, he's really gifted. They just didn't know they hired him. He looked exactly like the other guy that came in for the interview. Nothing.
I was interviewed by Arthur many times when I was an official of the Transport Workers Union in Manhattan. A brighter, more dedicated young professional would be hard to find.
But
Arthur,
not impossible.
if you read this, I am happy for you and wish you many, many years of the success you deserve.
Wait.
He's on the New York cursing chink message board.
Hey, wait. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this cool post. It says, "Hey, Alan." You shouldn't be cutting too many farts. Too more political talk.
All right, let's get back to Alan Sniffin's audio, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Spread the Lysol.
But that's some of the topics they are discussing.
They're going to lose their core audience if they spray Lysol.
Bus. Okay, reasonable points, and some people made them, so good for you. But here's the thing and my point in all of this, and that is you've got to remember that Opie and Anthony are working for XM Satellite Radio. Satellite Radio is all about subscriptions. It's not about demos, it's about subscriptions. You know, we talk about broadcast radio and demos, and we just beat that to death constantly. Well, Satellite Radio, it's all about subscriptions. They don't care whether you're 80 or 8, just so long as you sign up. So,
hold on.
Opie and Anthony,
On that note, I just want to comment also, everyone says that, and Alan says that now, too. Early on, up until, I guess pretty recently also, Alan was correct. Satellite radio was, and XM Satellite Radio was all about subscriptions. At Sirius, probably is the same thing. They're probably all about subscriptions right now. XM has passed a point, a very important point, in their history where it isn't just all about subscriptions anymore, Alan. It has crossed over into now you have a subscriber base that needs to be entertained. They need to be entertained with the product that they subscribed to. Early on, it's just about getting people. It's true. You had to get the subscriber base. But now it's about entertaining the people that you have on board. That's our job. Our single job here isn't to pull in subscribers. That's part of it, but it's also to entertain the people that we already have. That's what we're doing. By doing sex talk, by doing political talk, by talking about whatever we talk about on a talky basis.
It's honest.
Right. That's it. It's not all about subscriptions like Alan is saying. Thank you.
You're 8, just so long as you sign up. So, Opie and Anthony, in my view, were hired by XM to do their WNEW kind of radio. That is, this outrageous, line-pushing, over-the-limit kind of stuff. That is what they were hired to do. If they stray from that, and I'm not saying they aren't capable of it. This has nothing to do with saying they can't do it from a talent point of view. I guess they can. That's not the point. The point is that their job is to get people to subscribe to XM. Therefore, they had better do what XM hired them to do, which is to do the WNEW kind of stuff they were doing 3 or 4 years ago before the Sex for Sam incident. That is what people subscribe to hear from Opie and Anthony. Now, they may subscribe to XM, different people, a different audience, to hear political talk, but they're not going to subscribe because of Opie and Anthony if that's what they're interested in. They're going to subscribe because of the other channels on XM Satellite Radio. So my point here is not to diss their show, which evidently is how it was interpreted, because whenever I say anything critical about Opie and Anthony, they interpret it as some kind of attack. I'm not attacking them per se. Yes, they may be able to do that kind of talk radio, and maybe you can make an argument about why it'd be a good thing for them to do it. The point is it's not a good thing for XM. Now, it may be that XM wants them to do this cross-promotional stuff, to interview people from other channels in an effort to try and increase the visibility of those other channels. People made that argument. If so, and XM is who is suggesting this be done, then XM is wrong. XM is wrong. Opie and Anthony need to do what they do.
He's just a babbling idiot.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
This is babbling idiot.
Same guy a couple years ago would have said that XM is going to fail, or he would have said satellite radio will never catch on. You don't understand the fact that Logan and those guys, if you're talking about what they want, they love when both sides of the show, or there's more than one facet to the show.
Right.
They were terrified that this show was going to do exactly the same type of shit it did at NEW and self-destruct.
Yeah.
The fact that they find out that it's not that, they are relieved and happy. They love to hear that stuff.
This is a fact. Eric Logan would love if we did less sex. He would absolutely love that. That's just his opinion, you know. But that's what he would like. Less sex, more funny.
It's not so much about the shocking stuff. It's the attitude of the show. That's what it is. It's not the blatant, shocking event.
It amazes me that people forgot that we did serious talk at any.
We did 4 years of radio over there. We did just about 4 years, right? 4 years of radio over there, and you could pretty much count all of the shock things we did that are very memorable, if I may say, on one hand.
That's right, if you're holding a calculator.
Yeah, there were the event, and you remember them, but it certainly doesn't fill 4 years of material. We did other things. It's not the stuff that sticks out in the memory like the shocking events did. That's why we did the shocking stuff. It brings people aboard. It gives you the memory, the things people remember. But in between all that stuff, we were talking politics. We were having fun. We were just making jokes. That's what we do now.
They do. They need to attract attention to themselves for doing their limit-pushing, off-the-wall stuff. That's what they were hired for.
Oh, my God, and we're doing that. The whole assault of the media. We got a huge splash in the press yesterday over that.
No, but that's wrong, because he criticized that assault in the media. Because, you know, it's like you are attracting attention. You can't do it that way.
Someone brought up a great example. Said they had a wheelchair-bound cripple in a bathtub shoving a dildo up his ass.
Reading the news.
If that isn't the furthest thing from Sean Hannity's show.
Yeah, he listed the things that this show does.
Yeah.
Which, when reading them, it really is a reprehensible program.
Awful show.
Yeah, that's when you realize we really haven't changed that much.
Just disgusting.
Off-the-wall stuff. That's what they were hired for. That's what XM brought them in to do, because that appeals to a specific demo, a specific group. When I say demo, I don't mean from an advertising point of view. I mean a group, what they hope is a large number of young adult men who are turned on by...
A large amount. That's key right there. To get a large audience, you have to be very diverse. You really have to be diverse.
And it's not a conscious decision. No one sat down and said, let's talk more about this, less about this. It's like, maybe it's a good thing about the show, maybe it's a fault, but we just kind of do whatever we feel in a moment. Like, you know, if we want to talk about something or we want to go in another direction, that's what we do. It's organic. Nobody says, all right, we got to talk politics, guys. Too many tits in the last year. No one says that on breaks. It's never planned like that.
Of young adult men who are turned on by that kind of radio. They need to do their thing to get that group to subscribe to XM. If you want political talk people to subscribe to XM, which I'm sure they would like, they want anybody to subscribe, then you have channels that are dedicated to that kind of talk, and those channels will try and get the political junkies to become XM subscribers. Just like the oldies channels will try and get people who like oldies music and country channels. And that is the reason why diversity on satellite radio is a great thing. The more channels you've got appealing to different groups, the greater your chances you'll hit something that everybody likes, and lots of people will subscribe.
On a show isn't a good thing.
Exactly.
Like, we're doing exactly what he's saying is good for the platform on a smaller basis on our show. It's diversity. We're not trying to just target one type of demographic. We never have. Everyone used to say that, oh boy, O&A, they're, you know, it's great for young teens, you know, that listen and like fart humor. And then you look at our ratings, and we were doing great across the board.
Number one men, 18 to 49, always.
Yeah, 18-49.
49. And
number
one men, 25 to 54.
Yeah. We're not
That's
trying
a far
to
cry from
pigeonhole
teenage
ourselves.
boys.
We never have.
What you don't want to do is dilute those individual channels. Having Opie and Anthony discussing politics is like playing the current hits on an oldies channel. It doesn't fit. It's not appropriate. You got to stick to doing what you do, what you were hired to do.
He is a knowledgeless ass when it comes to this.
What we were hired to do,
was entertain people.
Yeah. That's what we're hired.
And I get a lot of emails agreeing or disagreeing politically, but I never get emails, or very rarely do I get them, go, why are you guys talking politics? People don't think that way. People aren't that stupid that they can't listen to politics, especially from a couple of asses who are just opinionated boobs.
Right.
We don't hide behind that we're absolutely correct and we're geniuses. We throw a lot of fucking anger into it, and a lot of knee-jerk reactionary nonsense, and a lot of completely politically incorrect, vile things which other people think.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm sorry.
Wouldn't that be great if Alan, some guy came in and said, I have a cavity in one of my molars, and you go, sorry, I just work on incisors. I don't go back by the molar. That's a different thing. See, I'm trying to put it into something you might understand, Alan. We touch all the teeth here. All the teeth on our show.
And the gums, Ant.
And the gums.
So I don't know whose idea it was for XM to be, or for Opie and Anthony to be doing conversations about politics with Dick Cavett and Mark Marion or whatever. I don't know whose idea that was, whether it was XM's or whether it was O&A's.
You also don't know what you're talking about.
Mark Maron, first of all, is a friend of ours.
He's a comic.
I've seen him at the Comedy Cellar many times. We invite him in. It just happens that he does a show on XM as well. And Dick Cavett, we had him on for over an hour. Did we even talk politics with him?
No.
If we did, it was for maybe 5 minutes out of an hour. Maybe.
We used to have, what's his name, Ackerman on our show on NEW. Remember him, the politician?
Oh, we never
from
talked
out on Long
politics
Island?
with Louis Black, right?
And that was politics. When Louis would come in,
That's
we
all
were
it was
constantly
about.
at each other's throats about politics.
The show is pretty much the same as it was.
He just doesn't... What he's saying is wrong, and he's trying to back up a point which he lost in a debate.
Gary Ackerman.
But Mark Marion or whatever, I don't know whose idea that was, whether it was XM's or whether it was O&A's. But either way, it's a bad idea. Not because they can't do it, but because that is not what XM needs to be doing. XM needs to be appealing to Opie and Anthony's primary target. That is young adult men. Stick to that. That's what will get you.
And they don't want to hear about politics, Alan? Young guys don't want to hear about politics from time to time?
You can make them on the New York radio message board, or you can email me, asniffin@computer.net. In the meantime, this is Alan Sniffin saying, remember, you don't happen to make it, you make it happen. Make it happen this week, and I'll see you next week.
asniffin@computer.net.
He makes Dr. Laura sound like 50 Cent. You can't make it happen to make it. What?
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 Huh?
What was his email? I didn't hear it.
asniffin@computer.net, I think.
Oh, good. All right, cool. Where is he? Get him, Ben.
What?
This guy, Jim, from Minneapolis, the problem with your political chat is that you guys sound like a typical bunch of whiny New York liberals.
What?
I mean, no such thing as liberal media bias. You guys are all over the U.S. now, not just in New York. This idiot has no clue that we are the furthest thing from liberal.
New York liberal. Who wrote that? Hitler? How the hell do you say this show is liberal? God almighty, compared
Jim
to what?
P. from Minneapolis, who obviously doesn't listen to the show.
What is Jim P? Why are we liberal? Because we actually allow the races to intermingle? You idiots.
Can we get Eric Logan on, too?
Jay Pitzner.
Work
at
on Logan.
Comcast.net.
Logan will personally tell Alan Sniffin why we were hired.
Uh-huh.
And if we did 2 out of the 4 hours was politics every day, he'd have a very valid point. But nobody's... It's like you're not listening to the show and you're making that assessment. It's just not accurate.
Right. Alan.
Yes.
There he is.
Is this the first time you've been on our show?
I think it's the first time I've been on live with you. Yes.
Right. We just played your board reflections.
Okay.
Now, Alan, I read all the posts, of course, and your point was way off the mark. It was... If, like Jimmy said, we had done political talk every day, a couple hours a day, then you'd have a point. This show has always been, not just on XM, but always been about variety. We do the shocking stuff. We talk about the sex. There is the fart humor. But at the turn of the turn of a screw, coin, flip of a coin, the drop of a hat.
Turn of a voting booth.
we turn it around and we talk about politics. Or anything else that might be of interest to anybody listening to the show?
Well, first of all, anybody listening to the show is the wrong word. You're looking for a certain group of people to listen to your show. You're not marketing your show to everybody. You're marketing it to young men.
How young, Alan? What do you think our demo is?
18 to 40, roughly?
Nope, it's 18 to 49.
Okay, so...
And probably on XM, it's probably a little bit older. Probably skews older than that.
What skews older than that? Your listeners?
Yeah, probably on XM
probably
because
on
the
XM.
technology is...
Yeah, but the reason you're on XM is to attract a young male audience. That's what they hired you to do. You're not there to talk about politics. You're there to get young adult listeners.
See, that's where we disagree.
Male adult listeners. So
that's where we
if you're
disagree.
gonna sit there
It has
and
to
talk
be
about politics. That's not going to get it done for that group.
Alan, it's 18 to 49. That's not young men.
It is, because the vast majority is not between 40 and 49.
Oh my God! You have to go to one of our gigs to see for yourself that it's a much bigger variety than young men.
It may be a bigger
to begin
variety, but the vast bulk of your audience is not between 40 and 49. It's between 18 and 40. You know that as well as I do.
And, Alan, you do realize that our goal is not just to get subscribers at this point. That's part of it, but it's also to entertain the people on the platform. You can't just get subscribers and not give them anything for their money.
Now, if you think that, then you think wrong. Your goal is to get subscribers.
It is also to entertain the people that are on the platform.
The reason you entertain is to get subscribers. The point of your show is to get subscribers. It's true for anything on XM or Sirius for that matter.
But that's just like broadcast radio saying that the point is to get ratings.
Yes,
that's
that
true.
is absolutely correct.
But the only way you're going to get that is by entertaining the people.
Okay, so you're saying what you're doing is you're saying entertaining to get subscribers. So the bottom line is to get subscribers.
But you're saying get subscribers like people should listen, like that's a valid point. Who doesn't know that you want people to listen? I mean, nobody would say that, debate that.
But my point is that if you talk about things that don't appeal to the audience that you're targeting, you're not doing your job.
Why do you think that doesn't appeal to people
young
who
men
listen?
don't want to hear about politics from time to time, Alan?
Potential subscribers are not going to subscribe to Opie and Anthony to hear a discussion of politics.
Do you really think, let me ask you.
Hold on, Alan, you can't have a monologue. You got to let us discuss this with you. Shut up for a second.
Do you really think that we talk politics, or if Ant and I are talking politics, do you really think that we talk about it the way Rush Limbaugh would talk about it? Do you really think that we talk about it without any humor or without any vile, awful references that we normally make?
I think when you have Dick Cavett on, you're not doing the kind of stuff that the
Alan,
majority of your audience
you
wants
have to
hear.
listen to the show before you comment about it. You know that we had a discussion with Dick Cavett for about an hour. It was very interesting. And if we did talk politics with Dick Cavett, it was for less than 5 minutes.
Okay, well then Mark Marion. I mean, it's the same difference.
Mark is a friend of ours that we've known for many years
And he's a
from the
stand-up
Comedy
comic.
Central, Comedy Cellar, and the guy is a very funny guy. And we did, he was very funny, and then we went down the political route for a little while.
That's the problem.
No, it's not.
Alan, what are you
young
talking
people
about?
want to hear about politics just as well as older people.
Alan, don't you realize that when you are hanging out with your friends, that besides talking about tits and ass, that occasionally the war comes up and politics and who's in office?
But people don't turn on Opie and Anthony to listen to hear about the war.
But they hear about it in our inimitable style.
To hear the excitement of whatever you guys can come up with, it's on an outrageous level.
But it was
That's
never.
your book.
It was
That's what
never
gets people
all
to
about.
listen to you.
It was never 100% about that, Alan. Even our old show, we would discuss politics with Louis Black when he would come in.
Very rarely, and not for an hour.
No, because we had a lot of spots to play.
Between Dick Cavett and Mark.
No, shut up, Alan. I just
We
told
had-
you what it was. Dick Cavett was less than 5 minutes, and Mark Maron, if I was going to, honestly, maybe 20 minutes. Maybe. So that's a far cry from an hour. That's probably 25 minutes to maybe a half hour. One lousy show during 1 week of Opie and Anthony.
Well, it's not appropriate.
That's pretty much.
Let me ask you a question.
Not appropriate.
All right.
We're not playing commercials anymore.
Well, it's not appropriate. What are you talking about?
Ask you a question.
All right.
Would you go on and play classical music for a half hour on your show?
Dude, that's such
Awful
a
example.
argument.
You know what? Some of
that
your
example
audience might
stinks,
want to
and you
hear
know it.
classical music as well. So does
Yeah,
that
but
mean
Alan-
you would go on and play that for a half
Alan,
hour?
let me. I'll answer that. There's no way to inject the personality of this program into playing classical music.
And I would
There-
make the same argument if you're going to talk politics.
But there's a way to inject our personality and discuss it as the Opie and Anthony show and not the Rush Limbaugh show or the Sean Hannity show. There's a way to discuss politics and keep it funny and even a little perverse or whatever. To discuss it as the Opie and Anthony show is not the same as Rush Limbaugh.
We don't hide behind being political pundits. We speak our minds honestly, and sometimes it's really vicious. Rush, all those guys, none of them speak viciously about what's going on, and we do. That's because we're honest.
I don't think you have a good perception of this program.
The real issue here, though, that you must keep in mind is it's not just about who's listening. It's about who will listen because, again, you need to get subscribers. That's the name of the game in satellite radio.
And
so
Alan,
if you're going to go on there and talk politics, I would
Oh, my
submit
God,
to you
Alan,
that you're going to have a harder time selling the show to prospective listeners than you would have if you were just sticking to what you normally do.
Alan, you know they're very happy with us down in Washington, right?
Well, I don't know if they're happy with you or not.
And we haven't changed our show since day one at XM, so we're doing something right because they're coming aboard like crazy, okay?
Well, XM, how many subscribers does XM have in total right now?
They're going to hit 5 million by Labor Day.
Okay, 5 million. I mean, that is a drop in the bucket relative to the total.
That's 5 million subscribers, and according to some serious research, each subscriber represents 2.3 listeners.
Even if that's true, and I would doubt that, but let's say that's true.
It's actual stuff that they use on Wall Street.
It is still a drop in the bucket relative to the total number of radio listeners out there. My point in that is that your job, XM's job, not just yours specifically, the job of satellite radio is to get more of the non-subscribers to subscribe. That's the prime directive right now. So if you are doing stuff that does not fit what people would like to hear from you, that is prospective listeners, not current listeners, you are not going to be able to attract a larger number of subscribers. If people hear that Opie and Anthony are on there talking politics, I would submit that the likelihood that you're going to get more of those potential subscribers goes down than if people hear that you're out there talking about the Boyer bus, as an example.
Yeah, Alan,
how about this? That's what people expect to hear from Opie and
Alan,
Anthony.
our assault on the media is getting a lot of attention. That's a shocking thing. That all the New York papers wrote about it yesterday again.
Yeah.
So we're doing that part of our jobs as well.
I didn't say you weren't doing your job.
We've always been about variety, Alan. You know that.
I didn't indict your entire show.
Do you know it's also we're there to entertain the platform, like I said, but also people that have subscribed already that don't listen to our program, that then troll by it, or a friend tells them about the show. They come on board, listen, like what they hear, and tell somebody else about it. It's really the same chain of events as regular radio is.
It's a big difference from regular radio because you got to pay. So this is nothing like regular radio. If
Yeah,
that's what you think wrong. Because you're asking people to reach into their hip pocket and shell out, what is it, $10 a month plus startup.
But as far as word of mouth goes, it is the same. If you entertain people, they will tell their friends that they were entertained, and their friends will then...
And suppose people hear that you're talking politics on the Opie and Anthony show. What are they going to say to their friends then?
They were going to say, I heard something very funny today.
Well, that's assuming that they thought talking politics was what they wanted to hear on Opie.
Alan, you're painting with a wide brush
you
here.
You got to give our listeners a little more credit. They know how to describe the show to potential new listeners, Alan.
We don't discuss the politics like you're thinking. We don't sit here and put the 1010 wins ticker behind us and start talking news.
We've been on 3 hours today. I don't think we've talked politics yet.
That's good. I'm glad.
And that's
I think
usually
it's a mistake when you do.
Not at all.
So you think that we should never mention politics on the show?
I don't think you should devote entire segments to it.
How long? Okay, let me ask you. On a 4-hour show, say 3 hours and 35 or 3 hours and 40 minutes of content, how much time would you say is appropriate to devote to talk about politics when there's a war going on?
I mean, have you stopped beating your wife yet?
I'm asking you a question.
Answer that
I'm asking you.
Say, oh, that's ridiculous.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm telling you that you need to.
I'm asking you.
And you're not going to get to the promised land.
I'm asking you for a number.
That you're talking politics.
What is in your mind a reasonable amount of time?
Yeah, have you stopped beating your wife yet? No matter what I say, you're going to, say, oh, that's,
You could still give an answer, though.
That doesn't count. I'm telling you.
Why would you interpret my response instead of just answering a question?
Your job is to project an image that will attract.
How much time is appropriate?
I'm not going to answer that.
Why?
I'm not going to.
Why? It's a very valid question. You're saying as long as it's not for an entire segment. So my counter question is, okay, not appropriate for an entire segment. So how much time do you feel?
I don't think you should discuss it at all.
Okay,
you're so wrong.
It should not be mentioned at all.
No.
You're so wrong.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, okay. See, now I answered the question, so now you're going to say it's ridiculous.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't make sense.
You're wrong, and you lost the debate on the message board, and that's why you took the post on.
My point is not to get into a discussion of you about how many minutes you should discuss specific items on your show.
Why not? If you're mentioning it as if it shouldn't be talked about.
You're going to let me finish now?
Yeah, you can finish.
Yeah, let Alan.
My point is that the image that you need to project needs to be one that will attract potential subscribers. If people who don't listen to your show but are familiar with it hear that you are talking about politics, I suggest that they are going to be less likely to subscribe if instead they heard that you were talking about the voyeur bus, meaning that you've got to live up to your reputation in terms of potential subscribers.
Okay, so you mean that some
politics doesn't live up to your own reputation for that.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
Yeah, I know you don't agree with it, so we don't have to agree.
Alan, you lost the debate on the New York message board because there was one post where the examples were given of things that are done on this show.
Yeah.
And why was that taken off?
I am not indicting your entire show.
I'm not saying you are. I'm asking you why was that taken off?
Everything was taken off because, as usual, some, not all, but some of your lemming-like fans, instead of coming on and
Alan, you don't want to piss
the point
him
that
off.
we were trying to make,
You really don't want to
instead
piss him
came
off.
on there with the usual baloney about, oh, how great Opie and Anthony are, and they can't do anything wrong.
Okay,
I
so
don't need a board full of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So why not just take off the offending posts?
They're called pests for a reason, Alan.
I didn't
Don't
need
do
the
this to
hassle of
yourself.
removing that nonsense. That's why I got removed.
Really? So it had nothing to do with the fact that you were kind of losing that debate because people were raising examples.
Have you ever seen me back out of a debate? Am I not on the phone with you this morning?
I just saw you.
When have I backed out of a debate with you guys?
You took that off the board.
Like that.
Do you beat your wife? I'm not going to answer that question.
Alan, it's Opie. I think you're way off on this point.
Well, I don't expect you to agree with me. That's okay.
We'll just say this. We'll agree to disagree.
That's okay.
But I do want to thank you. You really did support us in our time off for when we were in hiatus
at least
there.
You know that when I support you, I really mean it because I'm not a follower.
But you're not listening to the show. You're making a judgment on something that somebody told you. You're not listening to the show on a regular basis.
I'm making a judgment based on what people who listened to the show objected to.
Really? So is that how you judge things, by what other people tell you?
In this case, there were people who listened to the show who came on the New York radio message board and criticized this particular segment.
Alan,
so your own listeners were criticizing.
Now we're telling you that you had it wrong. You thought Dick Cab was politics for a while. Ope corrected you and said, no, that was maybe 5 minutes.
So now you're telling me that my point would be valid if you had talked politics for a greater length of time?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we said that before. If we talk politics, Anthony said that before. If we talk politics for X amount of time every day, an hour, 2 hours a day, you would have a very valid point. That was said earlier in this discussion. And we don't agree with that.
I told you before. Your job is to attract new subscribers. You're not going to do that if your potential subscribers hear that you're talking
So
politics.
do you really think two guys are going to be talking?
That's not going to get you to the promised land.
So wait, do you think?
You can jump up and down.
I'm asking you. Hold on.
I think you're wrong.
Do you really think two guys are going to be talking, and one guy's going to be going, hey, they were talking about the war. Forget it. I'm not signing up. Do you really think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I do.
No,
You're
Alan.
What I think is that if they don't hear that Opie and Anthony are pushing the limits and
Alan,
are getting out there on the edge on a
Alan,
regular basis, if they hear instead that you're talking about George W. Bush, they're going to say, you know what? I can listen to WABC and hear Sean.
No, you can't.
You have to say ABC.
I don't need to spend $10 a month for something I can get for free.
But you can't because it's not the Opie and Anthony show talking about it.
But prospective listeners, see, that's what you're not getting here.
I
You
am.
keep talking in terms of the
Alan.
people who are listening to your show.
Nope.
I'm referring to people who have not listened to your show, who have not yet subscribed. You need to project an image to get them to subscribe.
God, do you not know what
They
you
haven't heard your show.
People who have a
Well, let me ask you a question. Isn't it at least possible that some of those potential subscribers aren't going to walk away thinking, you know what? If Opie and Anthony are talking politics, I'm not going to bother being a subscriber.
But the
Isn't
break
that at least a possibility?
It would be if the break before or after the politics break wasn't something.
But they don't know that, Anthony. That's my point. They're not listening. They can't hear you. They are, I said, potential subscribers.
So
not
can't
current listeners.
there be a potential subscriber that hears us talking about something shocking and thinks it's horrible and shouldn't be listening?
Your subscribing base? No. Because that's what they're subscribing for.
So you really
they're
think,
subscribing to hear you push the edge.
You think
they're
that
not subscribing to hear you talk about politics.
You think somebody's going to hear a break and hear politics and then just tell everybody they know they talk politics, don't sign up? Do you really think that's realistic?
That people who do not subscribe to the show now, who you need to appeal to at some point to get to subscribe, are not going to if you're not doing the stuff that the show has a reputation for doing.
And this show is doing that
stuff.
stuff.
When you stray from that focus, you are decreasing your chances of attracting new subscribers.
So why'd you take that part off the message board where the guy was talking about wheelchair Fred putting a dildo in his ass and all these other awful things that we do? Why'd you take that off?
I took everything off.
I know. Why?
I told you before.
You were losing the debate.
Because the board is getting jammed up with the O&A lemmings that everything that you do is perfect.
No.
I don't need a board.
Oh my God, that's so not true.
You just said some of our listeners criticize the show. In one breath, you're saying they're all lemmings, and the next you're saying they criticize the show. So which is it?
Trust me, they criticize all the time, Alan, on a regular basis.
Have more than one listener, Jim.
Yeah.
So some criticized and some supported.
Alan.
What was happening is, as usual, if any criticism
Where's Eric
comes up
Logan?
at
We
all,
need him right
we
now.
get the same people coming on there and saying the show is great no matter what. So, I don't need a board full of that. We weren't having a discussion. We were having the O&A army coming on there and explaining to everybody how great the show is. That's no longer a discussion. That is just a hijacking of the thread.
No, I read about 15 posts, and it was accurate. You would rather have guys like Josh just agreeing with you.
No, that's not true.
It was accurate. I read the first at least 15.
And the fact that you read them meant that I left it on there, didn't it?
Yeah, then you took it off because you were losing the debate.
I didn't just take off the post.
You were losing the debate, Alan.
Were criticizing and the posts that were supporting.
You were losing. I read it. I read it.
Okay, you read it. I hear you.
You were losing.
To me. What I said is I removed everything.
Right.
The negative posts, the positive posts, whatever your point of view, I took it all off because the whack bag group was coming on there and invading the board with ridiculous support posts that weren't addressing the point.
Really? Like the one that listed the things that we do as well as talk politics? That wasn't addressing the point?
We're going to have the same discussion. I said to you 3 times already.
I heard you. I just know what you did. I know what you did, which was lose the debate and remove the post.
I removed everything.
Because you lost.
You would have a legitimate criticism of me if what I did was remove just the posts that are supporting you. But I removed the negative posts, the positive posts.
Because you lost.
So it was not something that was done on an editorial basis. It was done on a board management basis.
You lost
because
the
there
debate.
was just too much nonsense.
Right, yeah, too much nonsense supporting the show. You lost the debate and you took off the post.
Jim, you're not listening.
I heard you say I don't agree with you.
Talking and talking, and you're not listening.
I'm not the one sitting in a basement alone. I did hear what you had to say.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what it means.
Are you trying to imply that I'm sitting in a basement alone?
No, I did imply it by saying it. An implication would be if I hinted around it. Saying it is what I did. I said sitting in a basement alone.
You don't know very much about me if that's what you think I'm doing.
All right, well, I forgot there's an echo. Maybe it's a big basement.
If anybody's losing the argument, it's you, because now you're resorting to personal, nonsensical attacks. Stick to the point, and maybe we'll get somewhere.
Why? Maybe I could just delete the entire segment here if I lose the thing. I'll just delete it, and so nobody can hear it in the replay. I'll just do what you do. I'll lose and then delete it.
The reason that was removed. So you can keep saying the same thing over and over again.
We're just going to go around and around.
I know.
Alan, we're just going to go around and around here. Alan, thank you for coming on the show.
We respect you for coming on the show, obviously.
I'm happy to do it.
I got to tell you, we're doing...
Anything I can do to help the cause, I'm in your corner.
Alan, I got to tell you, we're doing quite well for XM, and only time will tell.
We won't agree on...
No, I'm not suggesting
and we're not going to
change. Well.
Honestly, we're not going to change our show. We know what we're doing here.
Yeah, we won't agree on our methods here and what XM expects of us, but that's just the way it is.
We don't have to agree.
You'll see, we'll be huge again, and that's because we know how to do radio. We're going to do it our way, not Alan Sniffin's way, okay?
Look, I'm not saying you don't
Alan,
have to do radio.
more
That's
important,
not what I said.
Alan, more importantly, was someone waiting this whole time for a cleaning?
I have the day off today.
Alan, whitening toothpaste, which one's best?
I would have just hoped that you would listen to the show
tongue
more.
Scraper?
I didn't hear it. What's that again?
Which one? I'm just trying to have fun now, but Jimmy still wants to
bite
your neck.
I don't want to bite his neck.
He's a little frustrated because he's not used to having somebody come back at him and put him in his place.
Do you really think that, Alan?
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, you gotta take that to me.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
I said when you're up to it, you can try and call me.
Give me your number.
Ooh. Not over the air. You think I'm crazy?
You think I'm
crazy? My point was, if you had listened to the show more and then criticized it, but you just went by something you heard, and yet when people come back and support the show, they're O&A lemmings. If somebody criticizes the show,
No,
it's legitimate.
that's not. No, then you're not reading the board as well as you think you are. The O&A lemmings are people that are unable to do anything other than post how great the show is without being specific or addressing the point of the thread.
Alan, our own fan
That's
sites...
not the same thing as anybody who supports.
Alan,
so Jimmy, you've got to listen a little more carefully to what I'm saying if you expect to respond intelligently.
I'm not used to hearing you without an echo and an awful jingle. Sorry.
I see. So now, instead of addressing what I just
Hold
said...
on, my friends are laughing at my little witticism.
Off into some other area.
Hey, I have to, Alan. Remember, our job is to get subscriptions and keep it edgy. Just being shocking. I didn't want to talk too seriously. We might lose subscriptions. I better go for the laugh real quick.
Who is really losing this argument? You're having a hard time focusing here.
I just got a big laugh from all of my friends.
Personal attacks and the criticisms about other things.
I didn't personally attack you.
Stick with it, and maybe you'll do better.
I didn't personally attack you.
Hello?
Who's that, Ope?
Who's this?
Opie's taking a phone call, Alan, for some reason.
No, this ain't Victor. You got the wrong fucking number.
Oh. Okay.
I
You
thought maybe
lose
somebody
this number,
wanted to talk
please.
to me.
No, that's what, no. Alan.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
No, I was answering a phone call. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, Alan, thanks again for coming on.
And we don't have just lemmings. Our own fan sites
I agree with you. You
critique
don't
the show on a daily basis.
I didn't say that. What I said is you have some fans who are lemmings.
all right.
That doesn't mean that everybody is. I didn't say that.
Don't you think some people on your board might be lemmings too and kind of just agree with you because they want?
There probably are.
Do you boot them when they do that? When they agree with you?
If they don't stick with what the point of the thread is, absolutely.
So if people are just going, Alan, you're right. You made a great point. You actually will delete the thread.
Absolutely. If they do it in huge numbers.
I've never seen it.
I think in general, Alan.
Maybe you need to read the board a little bit more often before you criticize.
No, maybe I just need to get blown less because that's what I've been doing.
There we go. Once again, not sticking to what we're talking about.
But wait, we don't want to talk about it for too long. No, I don't want to lose subscriptions, Alan.
You've got to focus on the point rather than drift off into those kind of nonsensical responses.
Wait, but what do you talk? That's what we do when we talk politics. Now you're saying it's wrong when we talk to you?
I'm saying it's wrong when you don't address what it is we are talking about.
Alan, I don't want to lose subscriptions. I like to get blown.
That are not relevant to the conversation.
That's very relevant to the conversation.
To the point.
I get blown a lot. That's very relevant. See, shocking radio.
All right,
Very
Alan.
good, Jimmy. I think that last sentence pretty much sums up your position.
Yeah.
Alan,
Good job.
The whole time I was thinking, and you know what? I'm going to pardon you today.
You're going to what?
Pardon you.
Okay, thank you.
Because the listeners have been asking through this whole segment if we should attack.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put out the word, Anthony, that we're going to pardon Alan Sniffin today, and we will not be attacking him and his fine message board, all right?
Well, I just want to make it clear, while I'm still on the air here, that I have frequently supported you guys in the past, and I am not an enemy of the show. If I criticize a segment of it, which is what I'm doing in this case, that doesn't mean I hate everything you do.
And we understand that, and we respect the fact that you came into a hostile environment to try to make your point. So
I'm willing.
All right.
I don't think it was that hostile an environment. We just disagreed.
That's okay. It wouldn't be any fun if we agreed. What would we have to talk about?
Cavities.
There you go.
All right, Alan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, Alan?
Yes.
That's classic. All right. Love it. I think we've said enough. Drew Boogie, get us out of here for a while.
This channel is experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We're working on the problem.
What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke? Some kind of sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? What's that supposed to be? 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 Some kind of sick joke? Some kind of sick joke? Joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Joke? Sick joke? Sick joke? Beat. What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke?
XM202. The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Robin, tell him, Fred, tell him, Fred, I invented everything. I invented everything.
Best one of the morning right there. Drew Boogie helping us out the day before vacation.
Fred, I invented everything.
Very, very good. We have someone who wants to say hi real fast. Matt Hardy from the WWE. Matt Hardy!
Hey, man, what's going on?
What do you got going on today, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just hanging out with Opie and Anthony, my favorite guys.
Yeah. Very good. Just had a little heated discussion with some guy, but we're back.
You guys murder him?
Yeah, we did a pretty good job on it.
You always do.
Jimmy did, actually.
Yeah. We just had an argument with Laurence Olivier from the Marathon Men.
I like it.
Jimmy had a good time with him.
So, Matt, what do you want to say today?
What I want to say today, basically, I got SummerSlam coming up. First off, I want to thank you guys. You know, you guys were very good to me. You put me on the radio, you know, especially after I was released from the WWE. It was a shitty situation from top to bottom.
Yeah.
You got hurt, you were sitting out, then you found out that Lita was hanging out with Edge.
Yeah.
And you weren't happy about that, and you felt like the WWE let you go because of that, right?
Yeah, that's obviously
because of the conflict that happened between Lita and you and the Edge and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you know, but there were a lot of people that rallied behind me. You guys helped me out. You know, the people chanting and whatnot, and, you know, eventually the WWE knew they had to bring me back. And the people kind of demanded this match between, you know, myself and Adam Copeland Edge. And this Sunday at SummerSlam, I'm getting in the ring with him. And, you know, I'll tell you what, win, lose, or draw. This is wrestling, but win, lose, or draw. Adam Copeland's getting his ass beat on Sunday. I can promise you that.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what I got to say to you, Matt. I'm starting to think this is a bit.
What are you starting to think?
I'm starting to think this is like a real bit. Like it was a storyline the whole time.
I don't know. There's too many things, man. Too many inconsistencies to make it a storyline the whole while.
Because I'm thinking if this really happened to you, and now you're facing the guy in the ring, screw the wrestling moves. It would be an all-out, you know, punch fest.
There's not going to be any wrestling moves. I promise you.
You're just going to beat this guy silly.
I'm telling you, dude. It is going to be the most realistic rivalry you've ever seen on a WWE program. I'll tell you that. I promise you. That's guaranteed. There's not going to be any wrestling moves in there. I mean, I go to work, and it's uncomfortable as it can be because I don't talk to this guy.
Well, you attempt to...
I do what I have to do. I'm professional because I'm happy to have my job back because I do love being with the WWE, you know, and there's so many guys there that are like my family, but I despise this guy with everything I am. When I said, you know, the only thing that would make me happier than injuring this guy or, like, permanently, you know, ending his career is, like, him dying in a car crash, dead serious.
So, because all the wrestling message boards pick up on the fact that we talk to the wrestlers, so you're saying right now on our program that there's going to be no wrestling at SummerSlam and that you're going to just go at him?
In our match? Yeah, there will be no wrestling in
Will
our
you
match.
try to take a knee to his balls?
It's what?
Will you try to take a knee to his balls?
I think the teeth would be better.
Oh, like a
Like
chimp.
knock his teeth out.
You're going to try to knock his teeth out?
Oh, I thought he was going to bite his balls. like a wild chimpanzee.
I'm not interested in biting his balls at all. I will knee him in the balls, but I think I'd rather mess up his pretty little smile and his pretty little face. He thinks he's pretty anyway.
So you think you could take out his nose, maybe break his nose?
Yeah, I'd like to break everything on him.
If I see a wrestling move, we're not going to think highly of you.
That's fine, yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm not
because
worried
you
about
got dissed by your chick by this guy, and now you're
Yep.
facing him in the ring.
Mhm.
This goes way beyond wrestling, sir.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, both of you guys. I'm going to put the ball in your court.
All right.
You were in my same situation. You were fired. Your relationship was screwed over because of this, and you're getting in the ring with this guy, and you know you're getting in there, and you're in the environment of the WWE, but you know you're on live TV and from a live audience. What do you do?
I would do the Hogan leg drop.
Are you serious? I'd never do that in a million years.
I would
go to
grab.
Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels. They can go out and wrestle.
I would smell his fingers.
I know. Believe me, I know how that smells. They smell like what I have in my pants.
Are you back with Lita?
No.
And are you kind of over it though now? You're not as heartbroken.
Oh yeah, I'm way past that. Believe me, I've got I actually had to get 2 phones to fill up all my speed dials.
Really, a lot of chicks want to help you, nurse you back.
I've been on the show for a while, so once I got back used to the single life now, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to drag me back into a relationship. I'm having much
Really?
fun.
All right.
Yeah,
But you still have the hatred.
I'm a big star again, supposedly, or something.
Well, supposedly we helped you get your job back. That's kind of
You
cool.
did. No, honest to God, you guys really did. And I appreciate the shit out of everybody that did help me like that on that level, because it was really like a grassroots movement. You know, and it's funny because that bastard, you know, Adam Copeland Edge, you know, he's on there and he's, you know, he always worried about being the main event or the world champion or the greatest wrestler of all time. And it's funny because he says I couldn't separate my personal and professional life because he's real upset that his personal life got, you know, drug into all this. You know, but he's the guy, he's the bastard that started. I mean, like, I don't think he thought he was going to be able to screw with me and, like, get by with no repercussions.
Well, we actually, this show wanted to see you get your job back. There's, like, internal strife here, because this guy, Eric Nagel, who's, like, you know, one of our producers, was against it, and he was fighting against it. But we were actually very happy that you did get your job back.
Thank you. No, it's very, very cool. I appreciate it. And you guys helped me out. You know, you put me on the radio. I know you had Jericho on there. He voiced his opinion.
Right. Let's
He's
say hi
another
to
guy who hates Edge.
Let's say hi to Dirty Joe. Dirty Joe.
Hey, boys, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, little Jimmy, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Yo, what's up, Dirty Joe?
Man, just do me a favor. Whoop Edge's ass at SummerSlam. And by the way, when are you coming back to Sanford, man?
I'll be back through, man. I'm in Sanford pretty often, man. You know, it's only about 15 minutes from the house, so I'm always through.
Yeah, I was one of the guys that was there working out with you the day before you came back on Raw, man. You surprised the shit out of all of us.
Yeah, I surprised the shit out of a lot of people.
We didn't expect to see you back that quick, but I'm glad you're back, man, and just go in there and screw the storyline, screw the drama, screw the script, man. Just whoop his ass.
You got it, man. Like I said, dude, it's the WWE, it's a wrestling environment, and I could care less about winning, losing, or drawing. I am going in there to physically rough up this guy. That's my goal.
The scar will become the symbol.
Yes, it will. I mean, I hope
see.
He's ready to bring it. I hope he's man enough to try and fight me in there.
I hope he does.
All right. Thank you, Dirty Joe. Let's go to Schwoogie. Schwoogie!
Hey, what's going on, guys?
You got Matt Hardy on the line.
What's going on? Hey, Matt, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Good.
Hey, guys, here's how this whole thing played out, or as far as everyone believes it did. And, Matt, please correct me where I'm wrong.
I will.
The whole beginning of the situation was correct, that Lita screwed around with Edge.
Right.
You got fired, basically, because you took it public on your message boards for whatever the reason that you had. And I can understand that. Am I right so far?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much
Now,
it.
you had, you know, it's also 100% true that the fans brought you back.
Yes.
The prevailing thought is that when Raw was from the Garden, when Lita, and I forget who else was out there,
True.
the chants were just phenomenal, and that made McMahon take notice to bring you back. I believe it was about a week or 2 weeks
What
later.
is this guy, an attorney? He's questioning you?
I did not do it. I did not bury the body.
I believe it was about a week or 2 weeks later that they did a wedding. Kane and Lita were in a ring, and they teased. They had your video play.
They had the music play, right?
Right. Now,
People
there's
went
no way in hell Vince McMahon would have played that video unless you were already signed to a contract.
I was not signed to a contract at that point.
Well, why would he have played that video? Just
maybe I'll throw this at you. Maybe he wanted to see if he played the music how the people reacted.
Well, I was already common knowledge.
Columbo, I like this.
Because the web already spread everything. Everyone knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Now my question to you is, at least there was contact with you that you were coming back at that point. Because there's no way in hell.
There was zero at that point.
Before
the music played, there was zero contact. That is.
Why would Vince McMahon play that video in order to promote TNA? Because that's where you were going.
Well, I wasn't yet. I hadn't signed with him. I couldn't sign until my 90 days.
You were still out there going other places. There's no way in hell Vince McMahon is going to promote another federation out there. That's okay. Whatever.
We didn't promote TNA, but I really think the reason that music was played, if it got a huge reaction, I was coming back to work. If it didn't, then they didn't care.
All right.
Let's take a little step further. You come in, you re-sign, you do your thing, and you start presenting yourself on the web as this big anti-WWF guy.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, when you finally sign, you come out of the Vince McMahon limo, you shake his hands, and that killed you, Matt. This match has been shunted down the card. Now, this was such a money-making match. Now the biggest thing out there is the Hogan-Michaels thing, and you're on the bottom of the list. And I like.
We're not. I wouldn't say we're on the bottom of the list. The biggest match is Hogan-Michaels, and it's going to be hard to compete with those guys just because of who they are. And I will say this: like the first few weeks I came in, I did my thing, very rebellious. And I guess Vince was even looking at it from the point of, well, he did make a mistake. He apologized. He brought me back. We did the whole WWE thing. And I agree. A little bit of the anti-establishment thing was taken off, but deep down, I'm anti-establishment. You know, because, like, I don't trust the company. I could expect them to fire me again. I don't trust Edge when I get in the ring Saturday. I mean, like, you know, Steve Austin was always DTA, don't ever trust anybody. But I don't trust anybody there except myself right now. And that's the mentality I'm going in. I'm going in this Sunday like, you know, Edge could try and screw me, the company could try and screw me, whoever. I'm just going in to protect myself and to beat that guy's ass.
What do you think, Ant? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm going to have to see now.
Yeah,
I could tell if he's really, you know, beating the guy's ass.
I'll tell you this much. Now I want to, you know, check out SummerSlam. Now I'm getting SummerSlam.
What are they going to do? Worst case scenario, they're going to fire me again. So what? Big deal. I made it before. I made great money while I was fired. You know, I could make great money elsewhere again.
So Matt is basically saying he's going to go after Edge and he's not going to use any wrestling moves, Anthony.
That's it.
No.
There's a personal thing that's going on, and he's just going to go right at him.
All right.
So we'll have to wait and see on Sunday during SummerSlam.
Very good, Matt.
You're going to see an intense ass beating. That's the only way I can describe it.
All right.
Well, maybe I'll just beat his ass. You know, I'll beat his ass for like 7 or 8 minutes, and then just then grab a chair and get DQ'd and walk out.
I don't want any of that. You're going after him, but you don't get to him in time because then there's like all the other wrestlers running in and holding you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's
a couple fake punches, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, that would have been a great fight. But out of nowhere, all the wrestlers came from the locker rooms to save everybody.
Else I'll tell you, I don't know.
And I don't want any of those fake cops either.
No, I don't.
That drag you away because you're so out of control.
I like you. Hey, I'll tell you what. This is something I do believe. I don't know if they'll let us in the ring after this one match. I don't know if they'll trust both of us together. I don't know how he feels. He's a big pussy anyway.
And if
he's a huge coward, and I know what the mentality I'm going in with SummerSlam. But I don't know if they'll let the WWE let us in the ring again after this.
All right, we're gonna have to wait and see on Sunday, SummerSlam.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
And if anyone gets hurt and there's blood, you know, the fake EMTs with the hot nurse with the big boobs and her boobs are, you know, falling out of her nurse uniform as she tries to take care of the wrestler.
I like the EMTs that throw the guy on a stretcher and pull him out without, like, fastening him on it or anything. You could tell they're all pumped up like they're huge muscular EMT guys because they're the guys that want to get into the wrestling.
Yeah. Well, because it turns out one of the EMT guys is working for the other guy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Whoa, didn't see that coming, sir.
Yeah, you guys don't know.
You tricked me on that one.
EMT, just let me beat their ass. Send the hot EMT chick with the big boobs to my hotel afterwards. Nice. I know you guys got a bunch of girls there.
Hey, Matt, how about the Hulk Hogan? A lot of people are saying that the Shawn Michaels Hulk strategy is just to show Shawn his reality show and then attack him when he dozes off.
I don't know. That's a pretty good strategy. I haven't made it. I haven't made it to the Hulk show yet.
Yeah, who knew that Hulk Hogan was such a bore in his own house?
I haven't seen it. Is it boring? What do you think? Is it
this show stinks. I gave it a try. It's awful.
It would be more exciting if they actually just took a videotape of the script and held it up and let people read it.
It's obvious they're handing out scripts to the Hogan family, and they're just the worst actors. Oh, he stinks.
Have you liked his acting since he was Thunderlips? I thought it's been all downhill since then.
I haven't seen a lot of Hogan stuff as far as an actor goes. You know, I've just seen him as a wrestler, and I know kind of where he lies there, and that's about it.
All right, Matt Hardy, it's always a pleasure. Good luck at SummerSlam this Sunday.
Matt, everyone's calling you out on Steve Austin. You said DTA, never trust anyone.
No. The thing is, didn't you hear? There was a famous promo. Steve Austin said, DTA, don't ever trust nobody. He
said really?
On TV. And that's why,
that's funny. Okay.
I say it every time like that. He says, DTA, don't ever trust nobody. And I was like, wouldn't that be like DETN instead of DTA?
That's pretty good.
I got to hand it to Matt. He's well prepared, and he has an answer for everything.
Yes, he does. All right, Matt. Thanks, man, and good luck on Sunday.
Bye.
Thank you, man. I hope I can walk after Sunday. I hope the other guy can't walk, but I hope I can walk.
Yeah, kick ass.
Say hi to what's his name for us. He was on our show all the time. He's announcing now, the short guy with the big muscles. What the hell's his name?
Steve Carlisi?
No, Anthony. What was his name? He came in all the time. Taz. Yeah, say hi to Taz for us.
Yeah. Okay, I will. The guy in orange.
The guy. Yeah, say hi to Taz and. And that's that. All right. Thank you, Matt.
You guys be cool. Thanks a lot.
All right. Matt Hardy, everyone.
All right. Okay, bye.
SummerSlam
Just
Sunday.
horrible to Steve.
I love Steve.
You are the worst to Steve.
Was I too? I didn't get too personal with Alan. I feel bad. Like the guy thinks I was.
Oh,
really
all right.
Oh,
That's fine,
don't
Jimmy.
worry about
Nice
it.
guy.
Alan can handle himself.
I know. I don't like to hit people personally.
The guy has been supportive of this program in general.
I know.
I just wanted him to hear that from me today. Yeah. Stalker Patty in studio.
Hi, how are you? She said the microphone's on her head. Put it in front of you.
How are you?
Hi, Yaddy.
I came to do the news a little bit for you.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I want to hear more about your Atlantic City trip.
I
It's
go
all
down-
over the website. Shut up. It's all over the website. And you got recognized there from fans, and she goes down to Atlantic City, and she actually hit. You won?
Yeah.
How much?
I hit on the Blazing Sevens for $300, which I've never done before. I only go down there with about $50, $60.
$50, $60 down in
that's it.
AC.
What, do you go for the day?
Yeah, I do. I get my free comps. I eat for free.
So you how much does it cost to take the bus down there?
It costs $28, and you get $20 back.
So you get $20 in
and
vouchers.
then you get some money back in the machine because, every time you play, you get points. And when you get a certain number of points, you get some money. So they gave me about $10, $15 back
so like
there.
you're getting comped?
Yeah.
Her
'cause
voice is so
Excuse me, would you like to be rated for your $50? I'm sure they're giving her sweets over there at Trump.
Well, I do have a voucher for one free night.
You do?
In the hotel.
Wow.
But
you're
I
gonna...
got to wait until next month when I can take a couple of vacation days together.
Vacation. She's going to take a vacation day and go to Trump
No,
Marina?
not Trump.
Where do you go?
I hate the Trump. He's cheap with his comps.
Oh, what place has the best comps down there for you?
Claridge, Wild Wild West,
Oh,
Bally's.
the Claridge.
Yeah, that's my casino.
That's my casino. I'm a high roller.
I like it there.
The Claridge.
That's nothing but Asians and Puerto Ricans.
I don't care. I have fun.
How great would it be if she won 300 and then was rolled in the parking lot for
Oh,
it?
fantastic.
her one good moment, little chiclets are knocked out of her mouth.
I won. Oh, and then someone just puts his fist in her face.
No, I don't make it so obvious. I sit at the machine.
Oh,
I just
very
get
good.
the slip, and then I take the money and run. Once I win, I run. I try not to put too much.
Yeah, that's
of it
not
back
obvious.
in.
Someone running out of a casino. What do you think's going on?
Yeah.
What do you do with all the coins you're clinking into the bucket? Just cough really loud for a while so no one knows?
No.
So you're playing the quarter. It was a quarter slot?
Yeah.
And you're playing that. And how long were you playing?
About 10, 15 minutes.
That's it.
And I won at that particular machine.
And then you won, so now what do? You're ahead.
Well, I
and
just took
you just got
100.
there.
I used that to go to Caesars with, and I put the $200 in the bank.
Oh, so now you
And
left the
used it to
shitty
pay
place.
bills and stuff.
You left the shithole once you won and went to Caesars.
Yeah, Caesars is good too. I like Caesars.
Yeah.
And it's all related, So.
Yeah,
of course
right.
it
Sure
is.
it is.
So you went there, and how much did you actually leave with ahead?
Well, I still left with the $200, plus I had about $25, $30 left of the third 100.
How great would it be in 2 years if she's so hooked she's prostituting herself outside the Borgata?
No. I only go once in a while.
She went, no, like I
I'm
meant
in
it.
the President's Club, so when I go for 10 trips,
Giving out
I get
handies
a
for a
free
nickel.
trip.
The President's Club.
Yeah, you swipe the card every time you get the ticket. At the 10 trips, you get a free one. I got 2 so far in the last 2 years.
That's great.
The president of what country?
Yeah.
President's Club.
Grover
Well,
Cleveland.
It's Academy bus that runs that.
Is that the bus
promotion.
you take?
Yeah.
Isn't that a long trip?
Yeah.
Oh,
I sleep most of the time.
So is
I
everyone
have
listening
this
to you.
thing. When I ride, I get drowsy in a car, so I just end up nodding off.
Oh, that's good. That's safe.
Wow, what a mess.
You realize you're not a virgin anymore, right? If you're doing trips like that.
On that bus?
Yeah, you have no
Oh.
clue, but you're not a virgin anymore.
Take a bus to the Claridge.
Oh.
And fall asleep on the way.
And she's going to take vacation time for that one.
Yeah. Well, I got 4 days left to take, and I got to take them before October.
Ah, great. So now what did you see? I guess a fan recognized you?
I was waiting for the bus to go home on the line there, and then this guy comes back and kept yelling, "Stalker Fatty, hey, Stalker Fatty." I'm like, and I was sleepy, so first thing I said was, "How does he know me?" And then I realized that, hey.
Yeah, from the gambling, from the winnings.
Yeah.
Did you get a big winner?
Did you get a security walk up to the room, did you?
No.
What did you do with your $300?
Well, $200 I banked.
Oh, put it in the bank?
6 months rent. And I used it to pay a bill.
What bill? A bill.
Oh, I used it for part of my rent. Plus, I'm embarrassed.
A lot of people are saying that this hotel is like the crack hotel of AC.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't stayed overnight yet because I have a job. I work. It's really retired people who don't work that actually use those comps because they don't have anything to do the next day.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Teeth perfectly together. What was she just talking about that it made me? She said something.
She said she got embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you embarrassed by?
I also paid $15 to join AARP.
The American Association of Retired Persons.
Retired
people.
It's for people my age and over.
What's embarrassing about that? I think you took the money for Valtrex. That'd be embarrassing.
I know.
So
I just want to see what I get with that.
What do you think it's going to get you?
I don't know.
That
probably
magazine?
Discounts and stuff.
Probably a satin pillow.
Say 50 cents at the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice because one of the things I have in my news thing is about seeing the movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, you saw that.
I didn't see it yet. I have the review in the paper.
Your voice goes through everybody.
I like her voice.
It's the most irritating voice we have on the radio.
Because her teeth are perfectly together.
$300. Oh.
Well, anyway, that's the movie I want to go see, so I have the review.
You think you'll be able to relate to it?
I don't know. The guy looks a little buggy to me.
A little buggy. And what do you look, Miss Ant? Ant body?
Yeah, but I don't walk around with my eyes popped out.
Are you missing teeth in the back? What happened?
No.
On the right side, above. The other side's your right side.
Open your mouth and tip your head back. Open. Wider.
What an awful Hummer she's going to give.
Yeah, I had a tooth pulled due to an abscess about 10 years ago, but it's in the back.
Yeah.
Not really in the back. It's like
open your mouth. Can you open your mouth or no? Oh, it's awful.
Is it cramming one in there?
No, I can't. I absolutely can't.
All right. Well, why don't we do the news with Patty? Patty?
What do you want me to do?
Suck it.
Okay. The hand-to-hand fight in Gaza. It seems that...
Wait a minute. Of all the news stories you can do, Patty's going to discuss Gaza?
The Gaza Strip.
Well, you know, technically, Patty, that's not part of our core audience.
Now, come on, this is discussing politics.
Yeah, well, it seems that Ariel Sharon wants to take over some territory back from the Jewish settlers that they've occupied since '67 because he wants to take over. And the way they're getting these people out, they're treating them like criminals, and they don't realize they're turning away people that have lived in the same place for many years, and don't want to lose their home.
Technically, the argument is they're not supposed to be there in the first place. That is Palestinian land.
Oh, I know. That's why they're being removed.
Right.
But these people just can't accept that.
And a lot of them are Americans.
And then again, where are they going to go?
A lot of them are Americans that go there and live there because they're radical Americans, and they go there and live there. Yeah. A lot of the people are not Israeli.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're taking them away by spraying them and gassing them and going in there with tear gas and stuff like that. And the problem is there's a lot of children in there and women and stuff.
The children. So you're suggesting gathering up the children and leaving them on a counter at a diner like you were left when you were a little infant.
But if they're going to have to leave a territory that maybe their parents or grandparents took over, why not have a place for them to go where they'll feel safe?
It's called Israel.
The rest of Israel.
The rest of Israel.
Do you know how many Jews are living in Gaza?
Yes, a lot of them.
No, 8,500. Do you know how many Palestinians surround them? 1.4 million.
Yeah.
Leave.
Well, it's really their land.
Leave.
Well, it's just a lot of people surrounding a lot of people and very aggressive, and it's too expensive to protect it with the military.
You know what it looks like over there? Looks like the Claridge. It's a mess. Just a dump with a bunch of foreigners in it.
I know one place I've always wanted to go to was the Borgata, but
the Borgata.
it's so far out of the way.
It is not.
You have to take a jitney to get there.
A what?
A jitney.
A jitney.
He said a jitney,
You
though.
gotta
A
take a jitney. You did say jitney.
What the hell's a jitney?
You hop on the jitney. You dope.
You know how you should get to Atlantic City? Lady Di should pull you in a rickshaw.
I didn't know.
The Borgata is wonderful, Patty. I
should
stay
take
there
the
every
Ditney.
time I go.
Definitely take the Ditney. It's worth it.
Do they have Claridge babes? 'Cause they got the Borgata babes. They're all the waitresses that serve people, and they are the hottest chicks.
They have women like that walking around the Claridge, too.
Yeah,
with
in
almost
short little
nothing
skirts.
on.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure they look a little different than they do at the Borgata.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
they're
aren't
not
the drink
old.
girls.
Well, they're not 50-year-olds like me.
All right. Listen, let's get back to the news.
All right, so anyway, the Israeli authorities fired blue dye at the protesters to mark them for prosecution and piled into a shipping container that was lifted by crate onto the rooftop. And once there, they overwhelmed the resistors. So they're using a lot of force to get these people out.
Right,
with
great.
it.
Patty, you got to hurry up because
Next
I promised
story.
Sam.
I promised Sam we'd play some audio before he leaves.
Just what's that one story? The thing you were looking at before? No.
You're supposed to prepare stories before you
Oh,
come in here,
Patty.
You don't just go through the news real fast on the air.
No. What's that? That one that you were on the thing
What thing?
before?
I don't know.
No. Back.
If you're in Atlantic City taking a jitney, you should not be in Atlantic
What's
City.
a jitney, Aunt?
It's a bus. It's a bus that goes around to all the different
It's a
places.
bus. You know what you do? You go up to the front door and you go, "Hey, get me a cab. I'm going over the Borgata." Or get me a cab. I'm going to Harrah's.
That's right.
That's what you do.
I can't afford a cab. I could only afford
You made
$1.50.
$300.
Live a little.
Live a little. Spend it.
No, it's got to go to bills and stuff.
Got to
No.
pay my bills.
Yeah, that helps out.
She's gonna be playing fucking Texas Hold'em soon. It's
Well,
like the Unabomber. She's gonna be the New York Boar.
Well, anyway, this is something I must go see.
Yeah, way to
which is-
step on a good line, just with a
Okay.
well anyway, and plow right ahead.
Well, anyway, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jesus,
this is
here she is, the ant. Everyone's afraid of her.
I have to go see the story of the 40-year-old virgin to see, what he's like. It stars Steve Carroll, and he's a middle-aged nerd.
Who does it star?
Steve Carroll.
Steve Carroll.
Carrell. Carroll.
Have you ever seen him before?
No, actually,
Daily
he'll be
Show?
a new actor well, maybe on the Daily Show, but I don't know.
Because I
him
know
too
some
well.
guy that looks just like him and is very funny named Steve Carell.
Oh,
and
Steve
he's very
Carell.
funny.
Well, then maybe
so
that's
maybe
how you
Steve
say his
Carroll.
name.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was two different people.
Yeah.
You fucking dolt.
Well, it says that he has a collection of G.I. Joe dolls, and he doesn't have a single sexual war story. And I relate to that. I have a collection of Beanie Babies. You know.
So you
But
know.
anyway, it
But
seems-
anyway,
I
again.
guess in this movie he probably gets an education, so I have to
You
go
think?
see exactly what he learns.
And by that you mean he gets laid.
Maybe. I don't
Eventually
know. I
in the
want to
movie.
see what the end of the story's going to be. That's why I want to go see it.
You realize the 40-year-old virgin is a ridiculous title because he's 40-year-old and he's a virgin, and you are actually 10 years older than that?
Yeah.
You're worse than the joke that they're making with the whole movie?
You'd meet him and say, "Good luck, kid."
Yeah.
Maybe we would...
AARP.
Bella.
Yeah.
Maybe we would be very good together. Who knows?
Yeah.
The 50-year-old
Patty.
virgin going out with the
All right,
40-year-old
listen,
virgin.
I'm trying to move along because I really promised Sam. You missed the story of the day, though, Patty. If you're a 7-year-old kid with cerebral palsy and autism, you have to take your laughs anywhere you can get them. That's how the story starts.
Very sad story.
Just don't have too much fun at the local movie theater or you might get thrown out. That's what happened to young Anthony this week. To say his parents are upset about it would be an understatement. Anthony, who uses a wheelchair, was with his parents, his sister, and his grandmother at the Lowe's Cineplex theaters watching a 1:15 p.m. matinee of the G-rated film March of the Penguin.
March of the goddamn Penguin.
The family sat in the wheelchair section provided by the theater. Anthony was having such a good time, said his mom, Gina. He was laughing, but he really wasn't much louder than any of the other kids in the theater, she said.
I doubt it.
About 15 minutes into the film...
Actually, he was just sitting right behind Ben Sparks.
Yeah, he was yelling Boston and going, "Bwah ha 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 ha."
About 15 minutes into the film, one of the theater's managers approached the family. She said, he said, "Our son was laughing too loud." What's that? Oh. My husband told him Anthony didn't understand that he was disabled, but that we try to quiet him down.
Yeah. And that little dummy, just take him home and jiggle popcorn in front of his face. All the wrong places.
Not good enough, apparently. The manager told the family that Anthony had to leave. Outraged, the family followed the manager to the lobby, where they were told they all didn't have to leave. Just Anthony. They told the family they could stay there, but Anthony couldn't.
Anthony had to leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
The mom said, I said to him, what are we supposed to do, wheel him outside and leave him there?
Don't let me leave.
Was he sitting behind Nick Nolte and his family in Cape Fear?
You're stupid.
Beat it, turnip legs.
Jesus, what's wrong with you?
Take your gecko legs outside.
Yeah, this will get new XM subscribers, of course.
Exactly.
He was horrible. Taking the kid to the March of the Penguins. He gets to watch penguins walk.
I know.
He's got to roll into the goddamn theater.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. So, she's really pissed off, and she's called the theater. No one is returning her calls. She sent emails. No one is sending replies. Okay, the mom says this was only the third movie Anthony had ever seen, and now we're afraid to go back because they might throw us out again.
What was the first one he saw? Probably laughed all the way through that, too. Little dope.
Schindler's List.
Oh, I was right there, Ann. I was right there.
I'm essential to the... This guy's a panic.
Oh, boy.
2 words, Blockbuster Video.
Blockbuster Video. Very good, Patty. Explanations aside, Patty...
you have the timing
Patty.
of a Greek plane.
Explanations aside, the mom has a simple message for the manager. She says publicly humiliated her son. Are you ready for the message?
Yeah.
The message is, shame on you.
Ooh. Shame, 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 shame on you.
And her next message is for God, who also publicly humiliated him.
Yeah.
There he is. Anthony, shut up.
Mom! I'm not the Lord. I have to do this now.
Laughing at all the inappropriate places, like the egg rolls, and they realize the baby penguin's dead. Old dumbbell thinks it's a kickball game. Boston Tom Brady,
Jesus. The visual is scary. We don't have much time. We got to say goodbye to Sam, one of our interns, who did a great job for us. He's going back to Syracuse.
Take care, buddy.
He does radio.
He's royalty.
He has a website called notsam.com. I encourage all the faithful listeners to check out Sam's website, notsam.com.
Related to Thomas Jefferson.
That's right.
And Genghis Khan, I think. Who else?
William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror.
Yes.
And
Miles
Standish.
Right. And he did a great job for us this semester or this summer, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we promised that we'd play a little audio from his radio show, and we're running out of show
to ruin the good experience that we've had so far.
Sam's a good boy.
Yes. So
thanks, Jim.
Let's get right into it. Here's Sam, the intern, notsam.com, talking about child abuse.
Yes, it's self-explanatory, I think. 17-year-old found starved in cage wearing diaper. That's 17-year-old found starved in cage wearing diaper. You can't write stuff this good. Anyway, of course, this happens in Jacksonville, Florida. Basically, the adoptive parents of a 17-year-old boy, who looks like he's going nameless on this one, was found. He weighed 49 pounds. He's 17. He weighed 49 pounds. Of course, when I was 17, I weighed approximately 58 pounds. But still, it's healthier than 49 pounds. He was found in a home where he was forced to wear a diaper and sleep in a locked cage-like bed. His adoptive parents are being charged with child neglect. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the neglectful part. It seems to me like they paid a lot of attention to him. Get it?
Hello, exactly.
I will say, he stinks, but I don't like it. It's better than the Alan Sniffin show. It's not Sam.
How do you do? I'm Sam.
Very good. Well,
all right.
Child abuse part 2, I guess, huh?
He's a lot of mongrel boy.
NotSam.com.
The boy was forced to sleep in a crib-like cage with a wooden lid kept shut with chains and a lock because he had behavioral problems and was overeating at night. There you go. You know what? I think we just figured out the cure to the obesity epidemic in the United States. Listen, Morgan Spurlock, whatever your name is, Mr. Supersize Me, lock your kids up in cages until they're 18. They will be as slim as you want them to be. They'll look good. They'll look real good. They'll look like a 6.5-year-old at the age of 17. Do you understand that?
What's that supposed
It's
to be?
like
Some kind of sick
less
joke?
than half. I mean, this could be a whole new trend. This could be like 50-year-olds could start looking like 22-year-olds. It's wonderful. This sounds good. I mean, it sounds like these two parents have good head on their couple of good heads on their shoulders.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Hi, this is Sam! So far, you're well on your way to a golden shower.
I need to know how this ends. There's part 3 and part 4.
Wow.
But we're running out of show.
Oh.
I want to thank Sam for interning.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. Come back and say hi to us, okay? It's notsam.com. Stalker Patty, whatever. And we're on vacation. Drew Boogie, yes. Thank you, Drew, for coming in and spinning for us today.
Yes. And Alan Sniffin, of course, for coming on.
Yep.
Maybe I was a bit, whatever.
No, you weren't.
My apologies.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, and Paul.
This concludes our podcast day. The Opie Anthony Show.